I would like to thank NCN and Pantophobe for being super fans. Whenever I don't want to do it, awesome people like you make it very easy. Thank you very much, guys, and welcome to Trick or Treat Radio.
Welcome all you little zombies. You're listening to Trick or Treat Radio, starring the Deadites.
Welcome to episode 123 of Trick or Treat Radio. Trick or Treat Radio is a phantasmagorical spin kick straight through the heart of pop culture. It is navigated by the Deadites. The Deadites are the world's greatest electroshock band. We destroy monsters, we drink booze, we win championship belts, and we replace Monster Zero, who is vacant. His chair is vacant. So we have a co-host guest in studio. We'll get to him in just a second here. What the fuck's up? No one derailed me.
Did you turn our mics back on?
Yeah, hey, I'm trying to fucking talk. The fuck?
There you go. That's the secret. The secret of the sauce, right, Ravenshadow?
Oh, yeah, I'm getting fucking sauced up.
Or the secret of the ooze. Which one is it?
Whichever comes first. Wait. Who's next, John?
Oh, we haven't even got to anyone yet.
Yeah.
Jeez. Well, we're live now. We're a little late, so for those folks watching live, we apologize. Lots of new stuff every week going on in Castle Wolfenstein here, so I think we're squared away. We're live.
We actually did the whole show already once. This is the second run of the
exactly.
show.
I hope not, because that would be like the fourth time I've had an in-depth discussion about this film.
So what film are we discussing this week?
Yeah, we'll get to that in just a second here. Let me make sure our audio isn't choppy like last week. I'm going to unmute the YouTube player here. Let's see. Ready to hear this, Ravenshadow?
I'm ready.
So for those folks watching live, we sound good. How about that?
That's a fucking good sound.
Technology. Opa.
So, yes, as our esteemed guest said, we're going to review a movie tonight. How about that? We never do that.
Yeah, wow, it's a weird format.
Yeah, but we are going to review The Babadook, the Australian film from this year by Jennifer Kent, and it's been getting a lot of buzz. Is that buzz warranted, or is it a bunch of Babadooky?
Oh, good pun, good pun.
We'll find out later on. And after that, we're going to hang out with our buddy, Kyle Kuchta. At least I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. We'll get verification when he's on. He is the director of the convention documentary entitled Fantasm.
I fucking love the tall man.
That's Fantasm, F-A-N.
Oh.
Not
That's not
like
going to help him.
I don't fucking know. Which one has the ball?
Oh, and we have someone chiming in from the chat room. Sir Isaac says, I can hear Ravenshadow clearly. More's the pity.
No.
Hey.
Oh, let me turn Ravenshadow's mic down then.
Hey.
Ravenshadow, it's nice to have you back in studio.
Yeah, it's good to be back. It's good to be back. You know, it was
One
bad.
man's opinion.
It fucking sucked. Skype isn't on my phone anymore.
So you couldn't
Let
download-
me-
so you
yeah,
couldn't, so you
seriously.
couldn't.
I tried.
It's because it was snowing. Don't be a
No, I
liar.
tried to fight with wife.
Why-
Yet. I tried. It was a bad fucking time.
Why were you whispering then?
You were whispering.
Yeah.
My voicemail?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we got into an argument over the fucking Skype, and I had to fucking do my voicemail in the bathroom downstairs.
Why did she? What did
Fucking
she have to do with Skype?
Because I didn't know how to make it work, and
So why was it?
So
her
you blamed
fault?
her?
well, I didn't. You know what I mean?
Isn't it bad enough that
you know what I
every?
mean? Yeah.
Isn't it bad enough that every morning that poor woman wakes up in her room and she probably for just a brief moment thinks she's at ground zero at September 11th because you smell like burning flesh and smoke?
I'm on the couch some mornings, so that's okay. Those are the
Like
good
you have to
days.
torture her about your inability to use technology?
She bought the laptop.
So what's that to do with your phone?
There must
So
have.
she's embracing technology.
Yes, I'm like, you must have used Skype, and trying to get on the show, and it was bad times, and my Verizon Droid, Skype isn't
Into
on
the
it.
mic.
In English, too.
On the fucking mic.
None of this has anything to do with why it's her fault, though.
She didn't help. And sometimes
Ravenshadow,
You can't get your own password.
Johnny set me up my phone. I don't know. I don't
all
know
you have
what
to
the
do is
password
hit. I lost my password.
It was. I had. They
I
were
thought your
doing the
password
things
was
with
like Ravenshadow sucks. 1, 2, 3, 4.
because Dynamo already has that on the Star Trek phone. No, I kept doing the thing where like it would bring like weird fucking numbers, like the numbers are melting, and you gotta guess, is that a melty
It's
6?
Capra. Yeah.
What's Capra?
What?
Isn't that what that's called? Capra?
I don't know.
Oh, Capoeira.
No,
yeah,
not
Capoeira.
Capoeira.
So like
Not the Brazilian martial arts that Tiny does.
Like
And not the
backtrack
fucking
leaper.
weird mean martial arts that Miss M does either.
Oh.
Yeah,
Um,
I support
I was
those.
flipping out. It was bad times, and I had to relax. And I left my voicemails last week.
So basically you're telling us that you were stymied by the things that it has to stop robots from logging onto sites.
It's my fucking. It's my phone though.
Right, but
Yeah.
it's a third party app, so you don't want somebody else to be able to log on or like a fake, like an ad machine or something like that. You don't want you want a human, let alone a fake thing. That's to stop like fake internet things from logging onto your Skype, or Facebook has them too. You can set them up for Facebook as well.
If there was a mecha Ravenshadow trying to use your phone, it would be stopped.
But the problem was, real Ravenshadow was trying to use his phone, and I
That
couldn't
is the
do
problem,
it.
yeah.
And it sucked. And it was snow, and I was trying to call
It was
Johnny.
bad where you were. If you had not come for
Yeah.
that, nobody would have thought like any less.
But it really wasn't that though.
But
It
this
was,
harebrained, I can't figure out my Skype thing is inexcusable.
I feel like you've been called to the principal's office, and I'm just randomly in the middle of this.
yeah. You were the kid that was like waiting to get like his fucking permission slip signed. He was
Exactly.
chiming in. Like the fact that I can't.
So
use
all you have to
technology,
do
no one
where it
believes
says
that.
type, where it says the melty letters, type them. You ready?
Yeah.
So it says, I'll put in your terms. These melty letters, type them. Do you know what you do there?
Type the letters.
Right. And then know what
Okay.
happens? You're logged on. It's like fucking magic.
But it's fucking. It's not easy though. Sometimes.
Why is it not easy?
It could be a 6. It could be.
That could be a lowercase g
Yeah.
or a capital
it's
G.
like.
Well, they're assuming someone is operating this in some degree of sobriety for starting.
Yeah, it's like when I do my fucking eye appointment. It's like could be a 3, could be an E, and then 3 of the PlayStation symbols on the controller.
This is outrageous.
No one believes that.
So disappointed
No.
in you.
All you have to do is hit.
Unfucking believable.
All you have to do
fucking
is
true.
hit. But and if you just find your password and they would send it to you.
Let's go with Skype. I lost it.
Yeah, you're gonna go on. It's not gonna help you.
You're
gonna
here.
log on.
You're here now.
Yep.
I had Skype problems today. Know what I did? I spent the day trying to fix it. But you know what? How I wouldn't have been able to fix it?
What's that?
If I was unable to put my fucking password in.
Yeah, and I was pulling on my phone now. It's fucking ridiculous.
Would you look up Trick or Treat Radio?
Yeah. All right, problem signing in.
Jesus Christ.
yeah, it
We're
would-
getting a fucking live demonstration right now.
It would
Demonstration.
after like I got 80%.
Yeah. 80% of what?
What?
Yeah, wait, what the hell is 80%?
What are you talking about?
The green bar. The green bar.
What?
When it show you know when like you log on something.
No.
What? 80%?
That's
Yeah.
telling you
Are
how
you on
secure
dial-up?
your password.
I'm doing my password.
The
Pick
lights
up,
are
pick up.
flashing.
Raven into the mic. Get to the
I'm-
mic,
I'm-
please.
People
Do my
kept
fucking
saying pick
password.
up as Ravenshadow was trying to put his password in.
Where's the @ symbol?
Beep, boop, beep.
It's fucking him again. Shit. I'm invalid.
Yeah, no shit.
No, you're an invalid.
I forgot the com.
That's not insensitive, is it, to say that?
No, that's fine.
I'm
Okay.
You hurt my feelings a little bit there, Johnny. All right, I'm sending my email.
What?
Loading 14%.
The hell?
What are you doing?
I'm looking at your. I don't even know what you're looking at.
See? It says, sorry, but the email address is not in our records. Please try again.
Yeah, so maybe you should have signed up for Skype before trying to use it.
You're probably using the wrong email address.
Oh.
Oh.
How many emails do you... All right, let me ask you a question.
Yeah. Oh, I know what it might have been.
How many emails do you possibly have?
Well, I just have 2.
So you couldn't figure out between when it said one was wrong, you didn't think to put in the other one.
It's fucking weird because there's a fucking light bulb off right now. It makes sense. At the time Johnny set me up, it would have been that one.
No one can see me shaking my head in total disgust right now, but don't you worry, folks.
Yeah. Last year, that's the one I would have used. All right.
Oh my fucking god!
Shut up, fucking.
No fucking way.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I'm just gonna spell my real name and throw a couple of dots in there.
Anybody know like
Does your job realize how your inability to like use a phone might hinder it? No.
I'm actually a supervisor. I have staff.
I have staff under me now.
does anybody other than your parents realize that the reason that you wear a collared shirt all the time is to cover the coat hanger scar from where your parents tried to stop you from coming into this world?
Oh.
That's fucking mean, man. I'm almost done with that password.
He's almost done
Oh
typing.
my god. Well, you know what? You can fucking go to your car and call from Skype tonight. You don't deserve to be in here.
You go sit in the rain with your
Yeah.
fucking Skype.
I literally thought that the reason why I was asked as a guest was so that to make sure you would show up this week.
Well, it didn't fucking hurt.
true.
Didn't fucking hurt the odds.
If I thought that had anything to do with it, you'd never step foot in here again. This is
The truth comes out.
This is exciting. I can't wait to announce our guest.
I think we've already blown that load.
Oh, not yet.
Who doesn't know at this point?
Yeah, exactly. So
That's true.
all right, let me introduce everyone. How about that? You can handle that, right, Ravenshadow?
Yeah.
All right, I am Johnny Wolfenstein, the pencil pusher and producer of media for Trick or Treat Radio and the Deadites. We also have the immortal gunslinger, singer and lyricist for the Deadites, Mr. Dynamo Mars.
I'm very unhappy to be here.
I totally thought he was going to call you Miss Dynamo Mars.
Ooh.
There's no tiny.
Dynamo Susan Mars. Right?
Vaginamo.
No tiny.
Bynamo.
Monster Zero, no, gone. Michael Ravenshadow back.
Yeah, unfortunately, no Tiny this
I have
week.
this little drink in every fucking way.
The drink is...
Listen,
Not everywhere.
don't fuck with me, man. I'm like a fucking chainsaw with like full of red hots right now. Like, don't fuck with me. I am so upset in such a bad mood today.
Do you need a hug, Dynamo?
No,
Don't get near me.
I just want to go. I'm trying to fucking tell people that we're on the air.
Did you perchance find a small children's book and open it up and flip through the pages?
Oh.
No,
No?
I didn't.
Okay. Just making sure you're not, possessed.
I was having terrible nightmares and not sleeping before the Babcock.
Babcock.
and like the Babadook would bother Michael Ravenshadow. Would show up and be like, Baba. It'd be like, what's with the fog, mate? It's like Hounds of Baskerville in this backyard.
Is that me or the Babadook?
It's John Constantine.
Oh,
It's downtown John Constantine.
that's my fucking. This guy's awesome. Favorite wrestler.
That show's good.
It's getting canceled, though. Right?
No. It's actually not getting canceled quite yet. They stopped production at 13 episodes.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense, though.
So it's still in the running to get picked up, but that's obviously not a good sign, but it's not officially canceled yet.
Right.
So we shall see. But yeah, unfortunately, no Tiny here this week. Yeah. He did manage to send us a voicemail that we'll play a little bit later on, though. So I don't know if he explains why he's absent, but we're not sure. He just had he had something to do. He said that he had his katana in hand. So I imagine
euphemism?
No.
That's what he calls his penis.
Nope, definitely not.
Did you just do a Monster Zero?
Yeah.
Did you just make a joke? And then
Yes, he did. Someone's got to take up the slack here. So
Johnny, how
Yeah.
is it that my life is plagued with nightmares, illness, and lack of sleep? But like this is always the worst 3 hours of my week.
it should be the best.
Hey, we're having fun.
I'm not having fun. You're not fun.
What? Me and we haven't announced.
Getting drunk with my ex-girlfriend, fun. Hanging out with you, not fun.
Are you sure?
I thought you dated Ravenshadow at one point.
Wrong verb. Wait, what? Who's next, Johnny?
You actually.
Nice.
We have the chain smoking, hand kissing, baby shake, and hot pocket loving, comic book reading nerd, the official smoke machine for the Deadites, and the guy whose car was in the shop last week because he plowed through a
that's
crowd
what it
of
was too. His
protesters.
car was in the shop.
Yeah.
I took a wrong turn at Ferguson. Everyone can relax.
We have Michael Ravenshadow.
Ravenshadows returned.
Michael Racist Shadow.
I didn't even say anything. I wasn't even here last week. You guys are running amok.
Not giving a fuck.
Not giving a fuck.
Amok.
Yeah.
And we have a guest in studio who, I guess, if any of you know him, we probably already gave it away. But we have he can run down the list of his projects. But we know him from the bassist of the Evil Streaks. He also has other projects which he can talk about. But we have the Rev in studio.
It's a pleasure to be here, despite the fact that half the crew is missing.
I would say that
Well,
the Rev is the most underrated musician around.
Wow.
Wow, that's pretty high praise.
He is the low end of the best garage band in the entire world.
Is that a compliment?
No, yeah, that's a big
Okay.
compliment, and I'm a gasp.
He's a ghastly one.
They're also those are,
Not
they're also
not
very
them,
good.
not them.
them. Do we have like 1,000 of their posters in our practice space?
They're pretty fucking awesome.
They are good.
So, talk about your other projects, Rev. I know you got some other stuff going on.
Yeah, actually, in December there's like freaking Evil Streak shows every week, and I'm helping out my friend's industrial project, so I'm doing like bass for Transdusk. If you like your big industrial stompy stomp.
I didn't speak with anyone that didn't enjoy that at the
Yeah.
Deadites
Oh,
18th
good.
annual Halloween extravaganza. Everybody really, really loved it.
Did Eric?
I was a little afraid at first
Yeah.
because when I booked
You think-
Transdusk,
you think you're
it
afraid.
sounded like pretty Hate Machine. When Transdusk showed up, it sounded like something that would make Al Jorgensen cry.
Oh man, TS would love that.
So I mean, I wasn't nervous from like a bad point of view. I was nervous from like, did I tip the scale too far in one direction to make this be beneficial for them as well? Because I like all kinds of music. I would play with folk bands if I thought that the world would like it, but as it turns out, everybody had a great time and liked it.
And honestly, that setup of the show was great. I mean, having us start it, and then it just kind of like progressed into like a more fun dance night, band by band by band. Freaking Eric in his giant clown suit came up to me and was like, "Good job, Rev." And I was like, "Thanks, scary clown," and kind of ran in the corner and hid for most of the show.
I think that if I have any booking skills for the Deadites, I think the shows that I get right are like a formula, where it's this band plus this band plus this band equals the Deadites.
That's a good formula.
Yeah, so I don't do it on I don't get to do it a lot, because there's just a like we like to play with Teal, but Teal is very on the nose when it comes to like us,
Yeah.
But Gamble and Burke, very, very different than us, but there's an element of that 80s fun dance band in us.
Yeah, no, and I think you're completely right. When you book the shows, you definitely have that like progression to Deadite-ness, So then when the guys finally take the stage, it's like, this all makes sense now.
We have to be, and we have to play with good bands because we've been fucking, up until about 2 shows ago, we were fucking rotten for about 2 years. I don't know what happened to us. So
Really?
yeah, I've been listening to tapes. It is like, Jesus fucking Christ. We're the
Tiny's
worst
not
band
here
of
to
all time.
defend that, but
Tiny is always fine.
Well, there you go.
So that's the lineup. That's what we're doing tonight. That's who's on the show. We got some contests going on, Ravenshadow. You heard about that?
Yeah, I did. I'm in there.
Yeah.
You're in
You're
there?
all up in that?
I'm all up in that
I've been
motherfucker.
buying stuff off Amazon all week.
Yeah, shit.
I thought you meant that he was campaigning for a
For real time?
this is a good opener too. I thought he was campaigning for an XSplit license.
Exploit. Isn't it fun, Rev?
I missed it. I've been
When he
practicing
can't-
that all week.
He's trying to win an XSplit license when he can't do his password.
That's my new fucking password. It's gonna be XSplit.
Now, great. Everyone's going to fucking
Shit.
steal your identity. Like Dynamo.
Damn it.
Yeah, was it you who stole my identity?
You think he could...
Florida all
Yeah, that's
last
actually
week.
that's
You
actually
think
the
he could
thing.
do that?
He's the though. You know who is in fucking Florida is Bobby Chains.
Oh,
I wonder if
Oh.
Bobby Chain stole my identity.
Well, I thought he's going to ship up the stuff that he bought at Walmart to you. I thought that was part
Yeah,
of your...
no, I don't
Here, I thought that was your shit.
yeah.
I was hanging out with Bobby Chains over before he went to Florida.
What's he doing in Florida?
I don't know.
I think he's at the
Buying
other
stuff
rat.
on Dynamo's credit card.
Yeah, he's in-
That is pretty funny, though.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so we do have this contest going on. Let's first do the XSplit one.
XSplit.
So, XSplit, our friends over at XSplit, they have just released version 2 of their software, and it's fucking awesome. We do all kinds of cool stuff. Like if you're watching the live feed right now, look at this. We're gonna fucking change. Look at it.
Where'd that go?
Changing the screen.
What the hell just happened to us?
Shit.
We're going back. There we are. See? All right, we're back now. If you're not watching live, you're missing out, folks.
A lot of man candy on this side of the monitor.
Look at this. We're looking at trickortreatradio.com right there. I'm going to draw
have
something
so
on
much
Ravenshadow's
There it is.
draw on your face.
Hey. Whoa, where'd it go?
Where'd he go?
Get it off me. Get it off.
there we go.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go.
Help me out there, brother.
Put it back on. Put it back on.
Oh, and Flash just crashed.
Yeah, Flash is not happy now.
It's
How's the
fine.
Flash?
No, not the Flash.
Captain Boomerang finally fucked him up.
He got him on the way back. Have you guys seen? It aired last night, but I haven't seen it yet. The 2-parter, Flash Arrow.
I
No.
DVR'd it.
Okay.
I had a lot of people upset about it.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
Because
So.
people were all like, that's the end? What the hell?
I thought they were crossing over in both episodes. I thought it was Flash
Oh, yeah,
one
they
night
are, yeah.
and Arrow the other.
Yeah, that's what screwed up a lot of people. Apparently, a lot of people I know are only watching one or the other,
Oh,
which is weird.
gotcha.
Did they ever cross?
They never. Yeah, I was gonna say they never heard of a
like-
crossover.
Never heard of a crossover before. It's very, very comic, not savvy.
It didn't say to be continued on Wednesday's Arrow.
Probably did. And they were like, fuck, I don't get Arrow.
Hey, can I ask? Does I don't watch TV a lot, and though I will admit this season of The Walking Dead has been pretty good.
I haven't seen the most recent episode. Just as a heads up.
Okay,
Oh my God,
we
it's
don't
like
have to
2
talk
weeks old
about
now.
we don't have to talk about any like particular spoiler things, but does anybody like? I don't. So you know that thing that they're doing at the end after they roll the credits, and then they
Yes.
had like if I didn't also DVR that crappy Chris Hardwick show, like I wouldn't ever see that.
That was very odd that they did that way.
Like it was way after there was
Yeah.
like the thing for next week, and
Was it like a Marvel film now?
Yeah.
they did it another time, and they did it right. They did it right after the show stopped, but this time they had like, all their propaganda, and then the Talking Dead thing, and then the credits, and then an ad for another show, and then this, and it came on in what my DVR thought was the first segment of the Talking Dead.
Right.
So like I'm not sure like, and I usually don't record. It was just to see who the guest star was that they were keeping under wraps. So
No, you're absolutely right. And whenever what Daniel was talking about is, and there's no spoiler, but when the show when last week's episode ended, it
The
was
fun's
like,
just beginning. Wrong thing.
shit,
Sorry.
Tune in. No, it did like upcoming next fucking time on The Walking Dead. It did like a montage of what's coming up after the break, and normally I'd leave the room at that point. But once they did their scenes, it had more episode of that previous episode.
and it's a
What?
particular character that
It's important.
disappeared a while ago.
Yeah.
So it is important, and it's also weird, but they also gave an element that somebody knew he was coming.
Okay.
We should probably stop talking.
Yeah.
That is so close to spoiler, but not yet.
I guess what I'm saying is if you DVR'd it, just watch it again if you missed what we're talking about.
But if you DVR just that, you missed it, unless you do what you have to do for Monday Night Raw and have it go like 25 minutes after.
Yeah, you got to be safe.
Or watch the Walking Dead marathon coming up eventually.
Oh, you work for AMC now? Getting a plug-in?
Did you see?
They-
Oh no, I was just gonna say. Apparently, AMC's now ordered the plot for Preacher.
Nice.
Yeah.
Not
Nice.
watching Gotham anymore because I can't.
Oh, DirecTV?
I'm
No.
I've been really digging it though.
Yo, it finished strong. Those last 2 episodes.
It's
You all caught up then?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So-
yeah.
Oh,
So-
good. We can talk.
Yeah.
Fios
That's what it is.
dropped. Well, according to Fios, depending on who you listen to, something happened to drop Fox 25 from
Fox 25,
Fios.
yeah.
Now, if you listen to Fios, it was Cox Media. And the only reason I'm leaning towards that is that there's a deal going on, and I might have my case. I think it's Cox and Comcast, or Cox and Charter, and they're going to switch territories. And there's a big, huge part of New England that is Charter. Charter is a territory.
Right.
So Cox Media, which happens to own the cable thing that's moving into this territory soon, probably
Was this fucking wrestling?
is not going to give a deal to Fios or make them a marketable deal because they want people to switch to Cox Media when they move into. They want them to switch. People who were Charter and are now Fios, they want them to switch to Cox when they move in.
Cox.
Cox is a bag of dicks.
It's a bag of cocks.
So wait, but how
Switch to Cox.
Fox and Cox?
Cox Media Group, and I don't know how they did it.
I will not eat them in a box. I will not eat them with a fox.
Because I'm not, because Fox is a pretty big entity in itself.
Yeah, no. But
Bought WLVI. Well, not WLVI. That was 56.
and BC.
So what? But like, it doesn't make sense to me of why is one hurting the other by not putting Fox, like Fox's network,
Because
like, that's what hurts my brain.
but Fox is, but Fox,
yeah,
this one, like basically the actual channel, it's not Fox all the way across the board.
okay,
It's W whatever it is.
and BC,
Okay.
yeah,
Right? So now I think the marketing, I think the very obvious marketing thing is when Cox and Charter switch place. It's COX, folks. It's not that funny.
it's fucking amazing to watch Wolfenstein die.
Well, this conversation is just boring, so I gotta get something out of it.
Yeah, great. So let's skip ahead to we got a bunch of boring movies coming up.
Control the mics.
Fucking boring movie.
So we're gonna discuss the Baba Cox, right?
Their first film that Rev watched.
Exactly, accidentally, and scarred me for life now.
This is exciting.
Jeanette's in the chat room. She said, "Woo, late but here."
There you go.
Jeanette, actually,
were late
you're right
too.
on time, sweetheart.
Yeah, don't even worry about it.
She's the fucking best too. I like those guys.
Yeah, they're definitely pretty awesome.
Yeah, their stuff's all good.
Absolutely. And they got a contest. I forget when.
I think it's done.
Okay. Speaking of contests,
Contest already happened.
yeah, we get off on a tangent there. We're talking about ours.
Did we win?
You won,
Hey,
Ravenshadow.
can I finish my fucking point? By the way, that me and the Rev were talking about. Fucking boring dick.
All right, I'll take a nap.
Yeah, whatever. Why don't you just wait till your review? We can sleep at the same time.
Feisty.
Unless I'm sure our listeners are smarter than the people here, and Rev probably is. But do you follow this transaction?
No, yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's like
I think where you were getting blocked up is where I was getting blocked up initially, and that
From too much cocks.
is that Fox
yeah,
is a multi-quadrillion-dollar company.
yeah, exactly. Well, it seems like the consumer's getting screwed by Cox.
We were getting screwed when we were watching football on Thanksgiving when it came off.
Oh yeah, it's true. Networks.
So Cox screwed Fox.
No, we're getting screwed by Cox because of Fox,
Okay.
and in a box with lots of locks.
I hope you all get AIDS.
A bag of AIDS.
From the Cox.
From the Cox with the fox and the box with the locks.
R-rated Dr. Seuss. This is exciting. This is gonna be a good show. Tiny, you're missing this. Wake up.
Oh my god.
All right. Well, let's quickly get through these contests because we got to get to the film review. So, the contest, the Cox test. So, XSplit. What you need to do is you need to make a video and let us know what your favorite horror movie is and why. And you can do it. You can give it to us a number of ways. You can post it on the Facebook group. You can tweet it at us at the Deadites. you can send an email, podcast@trickortreatradio.com, or, whatever. You can carrier pigeon it, maybe. You can just write the link, the URL, and have it sent. Cool. That works. Necronomicon Mass, the Castle Wolfenstein.
There's a Cox joke somewhere coming up. I feel.
So you can do that. And then at the end of the year, at the end of December, we're going to judge which video is going to win the XSplit license. And you get 3 months free of XSplit. And that includes both Broadcaster and I think it's Gamecast. I'm not positive on that, but
Last week it was Gamecast.
thank you. There you go. So that's what it is, and it's very awesome. If you watch the live show, like we were just showing earlier, drawing on Ravenshadow face,
Hey,
draw some glasses on Rev,
he was undercover.
undercover brother.
Absolutely.
So
I think
it's,
there's no one drew a cock.
I think you need to go to the doctor, sir, if that's your point of reference.
Rev, ShamWow.
That was actually a really good cock.
was
That's
a
not
really
your
good
first
cock.
time drawing cocks with a mouse, is it?
Yeah, it was good.
Actually, Jeanette brings up a good point. She says if someone submits by carrier pigeon, they should automatically win. I agree.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if the URL actually works. If a carrier pigeon shows up to Castle Wolfenstein, you win. So there you go. XSplit is awesome. If you are a podcaster and you want to broadcast live, if you'd like to do a Let's Play or watch us die like our friends over at Haunting TV, definitely give it a look. Go to our website, trickortreatradio.com, and you can check out a link for XSplit right there. Also, while you're there on trickortreatradio.com, you can scroll down and you'll see our Amazon link. What do you do to that, Ravenshadow? When you see that, what do you do?
Oh, you just fucking, you just click on that.
Yep.
You're gonna buy shit anyway.
Wow. I'm impressed.
You're gonna fucking
You know
buy
what to do.
shit. You click on that. Doesn't fucking affect you, the consumer. Doesn't affect you at all. All it does is that it helps you help us.
That's right.
You buy your shit, click on a link. It gives us a cut of that.
And also, we have a contest ongoing until the end of the year.
Oh, shit.
For everything you purchase using that link, you get one entry into the contest, and we're going to have a smorgasbord of stuff. We still haven't confirmed everything yet, but
I was just going to ask, do we know what that is yet?
no,
or-
we're going to have a large prize package.
Ayo.
And
What was the joke last week? If you order, we'll put it in you.
no, we'll enter you.
Enter you.
Yeah.
The large prize pack will enter you.
Enter you into the contest. So check that out because really, you're going to buy stuff on Amazon during the holidays anyway. So you might as well enter the contest and help us out. It works on like 6 levels or
Oh,
Shadow.
it's like fucking 6 degrees of helping out the fucking deadites.
6 degrees.
Yeah.
All right. So we have our guest coming up later. Kyle is hanging out in the chat room. He says that's sorcery, cock sorcery.
I'm glad he joined us for the highbrow segment.
Yeah. So there you go. All right. We are going to take a break here in just a moment, and we're going to come back and we're going to talk about the Babadook.
Some of us are going to come back.
Some of us aren't. Yeah, some of us may not come back.
Some of us are going to be dead.
So depending on who it is, the show may or may not still be
No,
ongoing.
I'll save you.
but either Rev or Ravenshadow will not be coming
Well,
back.
the bad news is that attrition will kill Ravenshadow. We'll just have to wait around. So it looks like a Jew.
All right. Tonight, thank you for
Did
having
I mention
me.
I was learning how to play bass?
Now the grand plan is coming.
Oh, it is easy. Do not worry.
All right, so let's cut to a break. Ravenshadow.
Yeah.
What should people do before we head to break here?
Before we head to the break,
Yeah. Right before they head to the break, what should they do?
that they should do is get the covers down, put the jammy jams on, put the space heater on, and strap on!
Do you love a scary story? Do you love to dance? The Big Scary Monster Haunts at Midnight is a collection of dark songs about sex, love, death, revenge, and the end of the world. Brought to you by the world's greatest monster hunting electroshock band, the Deadites.
Treat Radio is the greatest podcast ever invented. The spelling is very bad. I'm not sure who wrote this. And the Deedites? The Deedites. Is that a company that procures houses? The Deadites. Oh, it's the Deadites. The Deadites are a fantastic musical act. That is what I was supposed to say. And there you go. There it is. Cheeseburger. Remember to rent The Fly, because that's a good movie for making love to.
Jeff Goldblum, thank you so much for joining us, and hopefully we can get you on the show again sometime soon.
I will be Burble.
What's up, y'all? It's me, the Yeti. Telling all the ladies that they couldn't be more fine and that we should knock those boots like Frankenstein. When I want to get my nerd on, I go to Facebook and I go to the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group. That's the place where I get to talk about all the hip new horror movies, all the cool comics,
Like comics.
RPGs, video games, you name it, we're talking about shit on there. And you could not be any cooler if you were the coolest kid in school. Be the first kid on your block to swing their cock over at the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group. Just go to Facebook, search for Trick or Treat Radio, ask to join, and it's like Nerd Nirvana, baby, without the shotgun blast. This is the Yeti, signing out. See you at the Trick or Treat Radio Facebook group.
Follow us on Twitter at The Deadites, thedeadites.com, and trickortreatradio.com.
We are back from break.
Babadook. Babadook.
Oh man, there's going to be tons of Babadook
Babadook.
jokes.
Huh?
Babadook, we haven't gotten to that.
Wait, is it Babacocks?
Okay. Ignore the fact I was bending over in front of Ravenshadow.
Oh, thankfully the camera wasn't on yet.
Oh,
so.
what the
Thank God.
The fact was not ignored on this side of the table. This is exciting. Rev's here.
I'm talking to our guest Kyle right now because we're running late as usual. It's like a fucking.
Don't say I've never done anything for you, Ravenshadow.
Oh, yeah. You brought Rev Al Ghul into the house?
Oh, yeah. Thanks. Hey, what's the proper...
By the way, does ghoul doesn't mean head?
No, she's Talia Heed. Or Talia
Yeah,
Head. 'Cause
yeah.
she's the Death's Head. He's the Death's Head.
I think that's like the dumbest thing that they were like, hey, let's make her last name Head.
It's stupid. Because
Yeah.
she was actually CEO of...
LexCorp.
Thank you, very good. Well, you're
when
fucking
Lex was
smart, Rev.
president. Yeah. Villains United. Come on.
Yeah, there you go. And she took over when Lex was president.
That's why I was trying to remember why I knew that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's when it was
Because
revealed.
I'm not very up on my
No, but the
DC or Superman for that matter. But I did know that
Secret
story.
Six came
Right.
from Villains United.
Exactly.
During
Which, did
that.
the new Secret Six come out yet?
Not yet, no.
We're looking at fucking Rev for. I was at the shop today.
Next week, huh? Well, because it's very important to he and I how disappointed we're probably gonna be in this.
It came out today.
Did it really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know it was.
Yeah.
I'm so used to them announcing something and it taking like months, like the new Suicide Squad that
thought
you have
that
to
it
wait
was
a
in-
year and a half for.
Yeah.
I actually thought it was in October. That's why I gave
Yeah,
up.
I
didn't come and go.
Honestly, I give up trying to find stuff when it comes out, and I just wait months later. And
It's weird. The art is kind of cool. I flipped through it because I read about it months ago. and then
Gail's
forgot
doing
about
it though, right? Gail's right.
Simone, I believe so. Yeah.
I'm on a first name basis with her. Ever since she did not recognize my Deadshot first appearance costume, we're good friends now.
Was she like, it's Phantomus?
No. It was all right though. She was very sweet. She signed like my Villains United 1, my Secret 6 #1.
Did you tell her that it was his original look?
No, I didn't want to like try to out fanboy the writer.
Are you a fan of Alex DeCampi, Mars?
Are you guys fans of the Babadook?
No.
Why don't we talk about that?
Actual movies?
Yeah, I'm taking it back.
Spoiler trick.
This charger is really freaking me out with its like.
I know. It looks
Yeah,
like it
it's-
looks like where it's leading to.
Yeah, I know. It's coming out of my crotch area. I'm like, whoa.
All right, so we're going to discuss The Babadook. This film from 2014 is 93 minutes. It is a drama horror thriller. And it is directed and written by Jennifer Kent. And it stars Essie Davis, Daniel Henshaw, Noah Wiseman, and Tim Purcell as the Babadook. So the synopsis we have here on IMDb. Sorry, I always get confused. A single mother plagued by the violent death of her husband battles with her son's fear of a monster lurking in the house, but soon discovers a sinister presence all around her. And Sir Isaac is asking, is it a Babadoo or a Babadon't?
Oh,
That's a good question.
that's
Maybe we'll ask that later on.
I think we have a new rating system.
So, does anyone... I can lead on this one, but if anyone else has like a burning desire to lead.
I have a burning sensation.
Oh, that's from all the Cox talk.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, lead us off, and we'll
Sure.
interrupt you after your third sentence.
No, it's there's no interrupting a discussion, my friend. So we're going to let's just spitball. Tiny actually did send some thoughts on this, but
Well, if you sit in this chair, that you can interrupt a discussion. Apparently,
it's true.
Don't!
And you still read your notes
Yeah.
verbatim.
Don't talk to me.
Whether
In the movie talk.
All right, so you mentioned this last week, Dynamo, but this is another film that had a successful Kickstarter campaign. And so this wasn't to fund the making of the film. As you had mentioned, Dynamo, it was to, it was like $30K, I believe, 30 grand.
Mm-hmm.
And they just hit that and then
Just to
some.
make that fucking book.
Well, but this is the funny thing. As soon as we came in, we're like, I want that book. Like if that should have been a prize. If
Yeah.
I'm putting money into the Kickstarter, I want a copy of the book.
Yeah.
The book was fucking scary.
So apparently the extra money for the Kickstarter was they wanted to basically be able to put this film on a world stage and also to help with some of the art, some of the sets and stuff like that.
The Babadooks a stage.
And we are merely players.
What are you talking about?
So there you go. That's a Kickstarter film. And once again, I think that it also was to get the word out there because nowadays some Kickstarters can take off just on word of mouth alone. And like for instance, what was that one, Kung Fury? That one got a shit ton of play. And and people know about that movie now just because everyone was sharing the Kickstarter campaign. So I think in a way it's almost like if you have the right confluence of events, your film can take off. At least recognition of it can take off based on that alone. So I think in that sense, it's probably not a bad idea for a lot of indies to do.
But didn't this one also kind of like it hit the festival circuit? I thought, and
yeah.
that's where it got. It's like you got to see it. It's the best horror of 2014. Blah blah blah. So
Yeah, definitely, and that's where it got a lot of it. So I guess I'll start off right away, and we'll break down a little bit of the plot. We're not going to go. Definitely not going to get too spoilery, and we're not going to give you a complete plot breakdown. But so at the beginning of the film, we have
my notes.
yeah, we have Amelia, who is played by Essie Davis, who I don't know if you guys recognize her, but she was in the Matrix films.
The Essie Davis and Company.
She was, I can't remember her character's name, but she was one of the ones in
Two.
Nebuchadnezzar. Was that the name of the ship? I think
Nebuchadnezzar.
I think she was one of the ones. She had short hair.
Nebuchadnezzar Scrooge.
There you go.
That movie.
But she's been in a lot of films. So anyways, that's something that you would recognize her from. That I didn't realize right away.
Oh, I totally didn't realize that. I thought that it was like, oh, this is new up and comer.
Yeah, she's been doing it for a while. So anyway, Sam, I think Sam is 6 in this film. I think the character is 6 years old. So her husband dies on the night that Sam was born, and she's been sort of repressing thoughts about her husband's death for this whole time. And Sam acts out. Would you say? Is that safe to say?
He runs
I'd say
amok a
this
little.
movie would have played a fucking 100 times better if the illegitimate offspring of Satan and the Little Prince wasn't running around fucking belly aching the whole time. Mommy!
No, but
Mommy!
they purposely did that so that like you understand that she wants to effing kill this kid. Like in the first 5 minutes of the movie, he has like 3 breakdowns that are purposely driving her to the edge, where you're supposed to be like, I can see why she wants to kill this kid. I kind of relate with the giant monster that wants this kid dead.
At first, I thought like,
Yeah, but then they generally have a thing called good acting, which will put that over without having to be. That's like saying,
you don't think this kid was good?
I thought
No,
this
I thought
kid
he
was
was fucking obnoxious.
I thought this kid was fucking amazing. That's what
kid-
he was supposed to be.
But that's because that was probably fucking you when you were a little kid. Mommy!
I did call my mother after watching this movie and apologize for my childhood. Because as a single mom, I was also weird.
You were a single mom?
My mother was a single mom.
Did you have the worst voice of all time?
I'm apparently people used to think I was inhaling helium. I had such a high, annoying voice.
Mommy!
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking hate. It sounded, there's a burial ground. I think
Burial
it
ground?
is maybe. There's one of those Italian zombie movies.
Yeah, that
have
fucking
this-
kid?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's who this fucking kid reminded me of. His voice.
Oh, I don't know. Okay,
That
like
fucking
I don't.
dubbing of that weird dwarf child. Burial ground.
Well, it's clear what you think of this film already, Dynamo. So
Dynamo treat.
you definitely didn't hold back at all. But
I just didn't like this kid. That's just a
okay,
thing.
What'd you think of the
I
mother?
thought he was awesome though.
Did you think the mother was good?
I thought she was phenomenal.
I thought she was good for 3/4 of the movie. The last fourth, I didn't feel like when she was breaking down. I was really feeling her. It was the second. It was like the last quarter. I didn't feel she finished the role for some reason.
I mean, I guess it's hard to channel a monster that was made for this film that has like no screen time or any like point of reference. Like she basically created the reality, like the monster, the version of this monster that came into reality. So like,
That's a good point.
she was, trying to channel something that it wasn't like, we want you to be a zombie or we want you to be Freddy Krueger or we want you to be Frankenstein. Like, she basically had to, she and the director basically had to like cobble together a bunch of other things to make it seem like she had this monster in her.
So yeah, that was going to be one of my next points was the director and writer Jennifer Kent. She took a great deal of inspiration from early silent horror films
And
she-
Japanese horror movies, I think.
Yep, it could very well be.
I could see that.
Which obviously we can appreciate that a lot, and it's very clear when you're watching the film. She even references them in the film itself when Amelia is watching TV. So you can sort of see that influence right there.
Which I want to know what channel she was watching because that channel was fucking awesome.
Yeah. It's,
No matter what time of the day, an amazing horror movie.
well,
was
it's in
coming.
Australia. Things are different down there.
Speaking of Australia, this might be the first Australian cinema that I've ever seen that made it look like a real place.
That's fair.
And not like Mad Max.
She did that on purpose, actually. She wanted this to feel like it could happen anywhere and not because they actually built that house specifically for this because she didn't want it to feel like it was Australia.
You stole my talking point. There goes. I was gonna say literally that she built the house.
Yeah. And so I think the throwbacks to early silent horror era I think was used to great effect, and it definitely explains why Amelia sees things the way she does. I don't want to get too spoilery here, but you definitely do get to see the Babadook as it relates to how Amelia envisions it. But I don't think we ever see how Sam envisions it, right? Would you guys agree with that?
No.
That's fair.
Yeah, I think his whole point of view of it comes from the book. Like,
right, but there's that one scene where he is, like
Sam
sees it, yeah.
but we never see
we
it.
never
when,
see
We'll
it.
see his no.
When Sam sees it, we don't see it. But when Amelia sees it, it flies or
Yeah.
it shows up in the corner or something. You know.
But I mean, you are right. Like what you see in the actual pop-up book also is sort of
Right, and that's also how she sees it sometimes
Yep.
too.
we're getting a little bit ahead because I didn't talk about the pop-up book yet.
Okay.
So, anyways, all this stuff's going on. Sam's acting out, and she's reading Sam's story. She grabs what I think is his favorite book off the shelf, and she had never seen it before. It looked like it was a new book to her, and so she reads him. Mr. Babadook is the name of the book, and it's a little spooky.
A little spooky.
Yeah,
Duke. Yeah. You'll hear the knock.
yeah. So definitely, and the book looked fucking awesome. Like
Yeah.
Rev just said, like this is a book that I would want to have on my shelf. It looked fucking great. It looked like it was handmade, and it was gorgeous. Ravenshadow, you want that book?
I do, and I was fucking watching the movie. I'm like, what the fuck's monster gonna
Oh,
look
you
like?
watched the movie?
I did watch the movie.
Nice.
Snowed in. My phone didn't work. And I'm like, what the fuck is this gonna be? How are they gonna do this fucking monster? You know what I mean?
Monster?
The monster. Did anyone else get kind of like a Sixth Sense kind of vibe?
Nope.
Especially, come on.
No.
No.
Did anybody else get the type of vibe of the only psychological ghost story I've seen?
I've ever seen.
No, especially around the dinner table. You know, I'm not saying like the Babadook, but like the mother and the son having problems.
I think this might be the weird Michael Ravenshadow like interpreting mechanism, trying to understand whether or not there was an actual supernatural threat or not. Like I think I think that like he's trying to unwind that twist and associate it with something that he understands in pop culture.
But it reminded me of Sixth Sense without Bruce Willis.
Okay,
Please.
that's-
Without the
I
dead
didn't
guy.
think of it at all, but I mean, hey, that's
What movie it did remind me of, especially the eating scene. There's a movie, Cut In Moments. It's a short film. It's like and the whole movie is literally a family that is like, a part of their big scene is they're at the dinner table and it's that awkward conversation when no one has anything to say.
Yeah,
and they're
yeah.
forcing conversation. Like I felt that throughout this whole movie, the relationship between the mother and the son was just that. It was well done because you could feel the awkward of the mother being like, what the hell do I do? I've got a job. I've got this kid that is freaking psychotic now, and I can't sleep or touch myself because this kid is interrupting every aspect of my life.
And the house wasn't very comforting either. There was nothing really.
No, they purposely like muted the colors of the movie.
And they lit it so that the shadows were all at very sharp angles, like
Yeah.
almost like like Wolfie was talking about silent movies, almost like an impressionist film, like
yeah.
some of Murrow's work, or
Nosferatu.
who made that's what I just said.
I love you guys.
F.W. Murnau did that.
It's
Yeah.
it's fucking tough, Rev. You know,
Like he's trying to back you
like
up without realizing.
yeah, like Spielberg, Jaws.
You know,
Jazz.
remind me a lot of jazz.
Jazz.
I liked the visual of the monster. It was very Nosferatu based. There was a little bit of like London After Midnight sort of feel to it.
Yep.
Even like there was even like I want to say one of the scenes. It was very almost Freddy Krueger. Yeah.
with the arms, yeah.
arms. And so I was like, okay, those are cool homages. My one sadness is that they and oftentimes it's do you show the monster, do you not show the monster? And I wanted more because when they did show the monster looked awesome. And so I wanted to visually take more of that, and I felt that I felt cheated out of some scenes where I was like, oh, okay, we're not gonna show the monster at all, and it's just gonna be like she's screaming at a shadow.
That's a monster.
Oh, what? Can somebody explain why does the monster have an elephant roar? Like anytime the monster is mad, it sounds like a T-Rex is in the house. It was just very like that's not normal. Like or even like I wouldn't be scared. I'd be more like why is there an elephant in my house? Like
It's Australia.
All right,
It's
hold
Australia.
on. This goes back to my bear problem. if you woke up, right, and there was a fucking elephant running amok in your downstairs of your house, you wouldn't be frightened by this? Elephants crush cars.
I don't think that this is but I mean Yeah, but I don't think I'm going to
Like
be
tusks?
scared out of my mind. I'll be much more of a like, oh my god, there's an elephant downstairs.
And
I
they're
bet you
bulletproof.
that you
They're
would be
fucking
fucking
bulletproof.
scared.
Fuck your Frank Miller wall, Rev.
Fucking elephants knocking Magneto
Oh, my
memorabilia
weird war
around.
tales. I just bought that.
Oh, that's left is Dark Knight 2.
It leaves that. Yeah.
I would be afraid of the
I
elephant
don't even
dung
have
alone.
that yet. I'm not there. What?
I'd be afraid of the elephant dung alone.
Slip in that shit.
Actually, a monkey throwing poop might be scarier than the Babadook.
I think the Babadook was hella scary.
All right, let's
sorry,
get a little
I
bit
thought we
more
were
into
doing
that.
animals.
Just to close the loop on the way it looked, I thought this film was gorgeous, and I think it looked amazing right from the very beginning. I think it had a great beginning, great intro, and it just really set the tone. The film was gorgeous, and I loved how Jennifer Kent, the director, had sort of used a muted color scheme, and originally I think she wanted to do black and white, if I remember correctly, but decided against it, or for some reason didn't go with that, but decided to go with something that was very sort of visually arresting, if you will.
Which I think worked a little bit better. I think the like predominant like dark blues add a sense of depression to it. You know, the black and white would have been like too stark. Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, and so when she reads Mr. Babadook to Sam, she takes it away from him, right? I think.
Well, Sam chooses it over on the shelf and brings it over, and she's of course like, "What the hell's this book?"
Yeah.
At that point, I would have been like, "Who the hell gave you this book?"
Right,
You know?
exactly.
Well, I guess it's possible. You're right. I mean, probably should ask, but possible could have got it from school or whatever. So
no, but you're right. She does take it away and puts it on top of her
Yep.
bureau or what have you.
yeah, and then from that point on, I think it even says in the book. I wish I had taken the quote, but once I think it's something along the effect of once you're aware of the Babadook, you can't get rid of him or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't remember the exact.
Which it was because she flips through it, and
Yeah.
I can't like that was my one little thing of like, so like Sam, like how does Sam see it if she never reads the full story to Sam, sort of thing, like because she eventually reads it herself on her own. That's
So maybe that's why he never
never sees it,
sees it.
but he knows it's there. I don't know.
Yeah, it's true. I guess I didn't really think in terms of that.
I'm
I
sorry,
have
I'm
a-
thinking too pure logic.
I'm anxious
but-
to get to a certain point of this because I feel like there is a point where this turns from very symbolic movie to, and it's in like the last 4 or 5 minutes, to almost Dario Argento completely off the rails. I mean, the symbolism's still even more heavy-handed, but I feel like it doesn't necessarily adhere to its own rules. And I feel another time that it does this is when the cockroach scene, we'll say.
Oh yeah, okay.
Because most of the other times that there's interaction, it's not. Let's put it this way: that scene makes perfect sense if this movie had a different punchline. Because the rest of the time that they interacted with, there was interaction between the mom and the Babadook.
Yeah.
There was no effect on the rest of reality at all.
I know. I
So for her, like for either her mind or the Babadook to just make an illusion like that, like makes it like kind of breaks the rules of their relationship. I feel like.
Yeah, I had some issues as well. So I guess we'll start getting a little bit more into that. But Essie Davis, her character Amelia, starts sort of going down this very dark path. She's basically losing. She's not sleeping much. Sam isn't sleeping. She's losing her sanity. And after reading the Babadook, it starts creeping into her into her thoughts, and she's seeing stuff. So at that point in time, I think it does I think it's a masterful job of building tension. This was a very creepy film. I don't get scared by much. And, I'm always looking for films that will do that to me because not many do. And this one definitely had me on the edge of my seat. And it did a phenomenal job of building the tension and really sort of creating that fear of the Babadook or just fear in general, I think. And I think does anyone have anything else to add about that?
I kind of do. I mean, I don't know. I kind of want to just say it because I'm thinking about it.
Say it.
I agree with everything you said, Johnny.
That's what he was thinking.
That's what I was thinking about. But there was a point where I knew the punchline, and there was a giveaway to me that I knew what it was. I knew exactly what it was.
There really isn't a punchline.
There isn't a punchline.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
He's talking about The Sixth Sense.
Right. Yeah, he's
Bruce
dead.
Willis was
Wrong movie.
Shit. You guys ever see that Sixth Sense, Rev? Who's that guy?
Everything red is symbolic of his death.
Yeah, no. Well, what do you mean? What punchline?
What punchline?
The end of the movie.
He doesn't want to spoil it, but it's
I don't think it's really a punchline.
I don't think it's a
though.
punchline.
Yeah.
I think it's the
It's
end of the movie.
a punchline.
It's very symbolic.
He just said punchline.
No, he said it's not.
No, before you said it when you were talking.
Right, but I said if the movie had
had a
different
Well,
punchline.
He did say different punchline, but what he was referring to is that
the end that I thought was going to happen halfway through, that wasn't what happened in this movie.
The minute the dog didn't do something at a certain moment, and I knew exactly what the Babadook was.
I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
When the dog ran away.
Did anyone just watch the video of me and Dynamo look at each other and go, dog?
A little white dog.
When the dog, I used to have a dog like that called Beauty. She was cute and fat and looked like a white sausage.
Me too. It was
like,
Oliver's my best friend.
But
I did not have a dog like that.
But
I knew what the Babadook was when the dog didn't react.
But the
what? No. Okay. I don't think we can go like.
You have a dog, Johnny.
Yeah.
What happens when we knock on a door?
You're saying that the Babadook doesn't exist. And
okay. Well, I mean, like.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, that's,
you know what I'm saying?
that's fair.
When they were in the room, and the Babadook in her mind was, I'm fucking Babadook.
But it did exist, unless this one little theory that I have about the end holds water.
Okay, let's try not to be too spoiler here.
It's
gonna be tough.
It is
I know.
almost. We should put a spoiler thing because it is. This
hella
is
hard to discuss.
this is a shitty review of us just going, and then that thing we can't talk about.
I don't know. I think we can talk around it.
Are you here right now?
Do you hear the conversation?
This is exciting. That's
like this. Like somebody will say something, and then there's 5 minutes of someone trying to decipher what they're talking about.
There's a very the monster is very physical. It is the monster physical or is it not physical?
Hey Rev, I need you. Yeah, look
sorry
closer.
about that.
Sorry.
But I think that the monster
is physical.
Is
and see this is. I guess this is the good thing.
Unless
there's no right answer, so we might as well just talk about it.
But
right?
here's tell me when it's okay to talk about the end.
I agree. Like we need to discuss the ending because the ending is
well.
Keep going with your timeline of it and.
Well, I mean, I think I don't want to go too much further into it because I think at this point Amelia is finally starting to deal with the loss of her husband, and it coincides with after reading the Mr. Babadook book. And I think it's at this point, I think it's a very effective melding of these story elements.
Or maybe not dealing is what you mean.
Yeah, you could be right. Yeah, absolutely. It's just coming to fruition. It's coming to the top, basically.
Yeah. It's a reformation of her emotions on the bad side.
Mm-hmm.
Like which makes which again brings the overall, I think, the thematic. I don't want to say punchline now. The thematic.
It's okay when you say it.
The thematic end result of this film, I think it makes it brilliant. But I think that there's another element of it that I had this conversation last night with two different people, and one of them that I don't know is when you make a movie like this that is has a lot of subtext and has the point is really up for debate and it has a lot of symbolism. It's hard to wonder what was sloppy writing and what was symbolism.
The dog was sloppy.
No. But
Well, that was that's. I always feel like that's lazy. Lazy shocks. Teeth like that's what, and it was double bad because there is animal violence and mouth disfigurement right in a row in this film, and I feel like they're the two cheapest pops in horror.
I thought they were trying to insinuate that like it's in it possessed via the mouth or something. Like I thought that was like
Well, she
what
was.
they were trying to go
She
for.
had a cavity.
Yeah.
She kept reacting to it. She never came out and said it, but she reacted to it when she had the ice cream. Like she flinched when the coldness like touched her.
Yeah.
And
No, all right.
And I think when she was possessed,
Yeah.
we'll say, I think that she was like removing something that was bothering the physical vessel.
Yeah,
Or
I
if
gotcha.
if she was not possessed and she was crazy, then she was removing something that was
Yeah.
like that personality was acting in the same way that the
Going back to what you were saying about the writing though, I was curious because the director is female horror director and I was like and writer of it, so I was very like I was interested, and what it's saying is that her and the main actress apparently had like history together or what have you.
Yeah.
And so like I don't think there's sloppy writing. I mean, you're right. They went for the cheap hits, but I think the level of metaphor that we're picking up is not like it wasn't. It's not accidental. Let's put it that way. It's
No, I agree.
100% purpose.
And if there was one little thing that didn't happen in this movie, right? I would be completely 100% on board for this ending. And how this ending
The
only
the dog
lives
death really got you.
only lives in no. It's like not a anything that happened. It's something that happened in the movie. But where this movie ends, right?
Yeah.
Like when this movie stops talking, right?
Yeah.
Or when you think it stops talking,
Yeah.
is after she comes out of the basement that last time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you've got it's very well written. She slowly kind of goes to her thing. You have time to digest what just happened and get to your punchline, okay?
Yeah.
But then something happens with the son that's kind of completely outrageous in context of reality.
All right. Off air, we can discuss this more without spoiler, but
Which makes me think,
yeah.
Yeah, it definitely. I mean, that's one of the great
That's where
things.
we stop.
It's definitely up for debate as to, and that's what I love about this film and other films like it, where it's not clear cut.
Yeah.
And that's one of those things, especially with horror films, that will definitely elicit discussion about it, and that's one of the great things about this, because I was super eager to talk about this film with you guys and with anyone else who's seen it, and we did hear from a couple people.
Nice.
About it, so I'll be happy to share those very shortly. But we're sort of reaching the end here. But
there's actually two, and I really am interested to hear what you think, Wolfie. Really, there's actually two things in the last 6 pages of script in this film, we'll say, that confuse me because I feel like they contradict.
I agree. I agree.
One of them is when they sit down with other people.
Yep.
If no one else except the lady with dementia had shown up for the rest of the movie, you could have got away with whatever you wanted, right?
Yeah, okay. I
Okay.
can see that, yeah.
So, I'll actually just put it in not. I'll put it so anyone who's seen the movie will know what I mean, but anyone who hasn't seen the movie, it won't give away any of the plot points. So she's in a position to. She's managed her loss.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
she can even visit her loss, which is important.
Yeah,
Which is an important
okay.
part of the grieving process, right?
Okay, yeah.
But what makes me think that there is something going on, like that things are just still happening from a mental illness point of view, is when the little prince actually produces a dove.
Right.
Well,
Right.
yeah,
Okay.
but- Yeah,
I gotcha, yeah.
All right, yeah. we begrudgingly accept what you've just said. Yes.
Because I feel like if the movie is going to is that's good. That's great. Like
Yeah.
more movies should find a clever way to trick people into understanding that it's okay to grieve, and symbolic ways to work on people's coping mechanisms.
Yeah.
But I felt like there was definitely a vibe that something else was going on in the movie. And while I like that there's not any like clear case, this sort of in a weird way reminds me of the end of Martyrs, where I feel like I like movies like A Field in England, where you get to the end and you're like, and you could talk about it and talk about the things that go on.
Yeah.
I personally feel there's something about the last bit of this film, despite how brilliant I think the trappings, no pun intended, are, that feels non-committal to me. And that's the worst type of symbolic writing.
I got you.
Like, I feel like these two ideas that you have of what's going on here, from what we think and what I think Michael Ravenshadow thinks the movies are about, should kind of flow together and flow in and out of each other. And I think by the time we get to the end, it's almost like if it was like a courtroom drama, you're not positive what actually happened, which is fine.
Do you think it purposely threw out like a red herring? Like just
No.
it was like, hey, here's this and here's this other thing that totally contradicts everything.
I
so
think
now
it
you
tried
don't
to
know.
have a lot of very complex things
Yeah,
and didn't know how to make them flow together.
I can see that.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
But I don't know that there's a way to make some of these themes flow together in a narrative. I think if you had one conclusion, this would have been a better film. If you made this symbolic
I agree. If
thing
you
happen,
ended it
right,
when it should have ended.
right,
Yeah.
Either way, I guess I think I like the way it ended better than if it ended in the basement or ended up in the room.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I did.
But
Yeah.
I think that it hurt it, that it just seemed not sure.
Yeah. No, I agree.
The one thing I do want to talk about is the visual effects. So one thing I thought was pretty awesome about what Jennifer Kent said about this was she wanted every single effect you see on film to have been shot in front of the camera. So there is no CGI used in this, from what I understand. And that actually, I wasn't sure when I watched some of the scenes. And obviously, for us, that's a great decision. We prefer, to see that style of effects. And it definitely was a concerted effort by the director. Some of it actually looked a little bit more modern, but I think that was done in the way it was edited. Like when you see these sort of like, almost like a jump cut,
Yeah, which I was hoping for, because I
Yeah.
was kind of like that. I want to get creeped out by this movie. You know what would freaking creep me out? The
Yeah.
fucking pop up thing. If it also started doing like a
Yep.
la, I want to say Ring, but it's very like staggered.
That's, yeah. And I think that's the influence. I don't know if this is exactly what you meant, Dynamo, but that sort of Japanese style, the J horror.
Yeah.
That was sort of that I got that from there. But it does actually look like a pop-up book too, because it's like it's like stuttered, like do,
Yeah.
So I thought that was really cool the way they did that, and
that's what I wanted more of.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
loved that, and I, as a fan, I just wanted to
Yeah.
see that constantly.
This is
Yeah.
the second film we've watched in a while, and Wolfie will have to remind me what the other one was, but it was kind of not a complaint about that either, where everything that happened in this movie happened like I purposely didn't watch a trailer for this, but I feel like most of the trailer was probably cut together in the last like 5 minutes of the film, and I feel like most of the legit scares in this were at like the back end, and a lot of them were kind of like slower James Wanian type, slow burn scares.
Yeah, there's definitely a build up to in this movie.
Which I think is fine. I just think it's like not
Which is not to say it's badly paced by any
Nope.
means. In
No.
the first
I
5
think it's-
minutes, I popped this on with the intent of leaving and coming back to it, and I just ended up watching the whole 90 minutes in one sitting. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's just paced so well.
I think the pacing of this was pretty spot on. It was pretty perfect as opposed to Starry Eyes, which you watched last week, which I thought the pacing was very poor.
Starry Eyes was, I think, what I was talking about.
Okay, yeah, it could be. Yeah.
Starry eyes.
And also in regard to the effects, there was a couple really effective moments here when she was in the police station, and then also when she's looking in her neighbor's window. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about.
that was the coolest scene in the whole fucking movie.
Fucking great.
The window or the police?
The window.
I like the police better, I think, because it was because the other one was expected. Like when she was looking in the window, I almost sort of expected it, but the one in the police station, I didn't.
You know what I didn't like is the automobile.
What?
The automobile?
Wait, the automobile scene with the
Yeah.
See, I actually wrote that down as I thought that was cheap. I did
Yeah.
not enjoy the automobile.
Well, that's
scene.
what I just said.
Oh, I thought you said you liked it.
No, what I did not like.
Let's
I
back it
couldn't
up.
have said it any slower and concise.
Sorry.
When she crashed the car, or when Sam was having his little episode?
No, that you know what's funny about this movie, and I said this in one of the two conversations I had last night. I wonder how certain nuances of this film would play to someone who wasn't dealing with some similar medical conditions that was going on to this, had a bad car crash in the last couple years,
Right.
and hadn't been sleeping.
Right.
Like this film definitely touched a lot of raw.
Yeah, I
Nerves
actually
to me?
I thought of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wondered, and that said, though that scene I found to be the scene where she dragged him out of the backseat of the car after he was having like a meltdown, I found that scene to be very, very well done.
Yeah, no, that I agree. That scene in the car.
Because it is, I will tell you, it is the absolute worst thing that you can ever see in your whole entire life. Like you don't, like you can see it a million times and not ever be like, oh, well, this is the thing.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody can, but not me.
No.
But
I got you on that.
The scene I'm speaking of specifically is when
The car crash.
the car crash, because I feel
think
like
that's spoiler free.
it was very. It's the only thing in this whole entire film that I feel like looked low budget.
I agree. That was the scene where I was like,
it reminded me of like Tales from the Crypt or like TV horror or something like that.
it was just
where-
the dude coming out of the car to like yell at her. I was just
Yeah.
like that. We don't need that. Like have her crash into a tree or something. There was no need to be like, what the hell are you doing? What the hell's wrong with your kid?
and of course it was a new car. It's almost like that's like, ad lib, mad libs almost.
Yeah, exactly.
I see what you guys are saying. It didn't necessarily bother me, but it could. Now that you mention it, it's something I probably.
I
could have
thought
been done
her
more
hearing
effectively.
it was wicked effective,
Mhm.
but I don't know, looking at nothing as it moved on the roof of the car almost, or whatever they were trying to put over there.
Yeah.
I felt like that really didn't work for me. But like, I'm glad, because I did enjoy this film. I'm glad that this pace worked for normal people. Because it took, to pull back the curtain, it has taken a great deal of meditation, diet change, and everything else for me to make overnight not hell. To make it not like that. Going through channels, looking at things, just figuring out that you've been staring at an infomercial for 2.5 hours. Just to be able to, all right, well, I'm in bed. I'm not sleeping.
Yeah.
But this is pretty cool. It's comfortable. I like my bed. It's nice. And, just that wind down. And while I was watching this, I was like, I'm like, they really put on screen what this fucking is.
So you feel that the actor,
Actress.
yeah.
Sure,
use
sure,
the
sure.
professional term.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that, I
In the
agree.
biz.
We're not very professional here, right?
I'm sure. But no, I agree.
I more so wanted to make sure we were talking about the same person.
Oh yes.
Not the kid.
Not specifically like it. No, I agree. I think she really portrayed a stressed out, non-sleeping single mom that is juggling beyond her ability And is I think that you can see it in the progression of the makeup, of the hair, of the everything. I mean, she looks like she's about to have a breakdown. Which,
Right.
Yeah.
And there's real good makeup, real subtle makeup.
Yeah, exactly. Amazingly subtle. But
yeah,
I, mean,
I think
she,
it was
she looked
great.
like she aged 20 years in this movie.
Yeah, and I'm really glad that it did work because I felt like it was done, and I like had to talk to somebody about it because I was like, was this like a total snooze fest that only like worked for like an audience of one, like worked for the 1.1% that is in my demographic of lunatic.
No, I agree.
So like I think that that's really interesting that you guys were excited about the pacing as I was.
We have 5 minutes. I don't want to rush too much because we could literally talk probably for the entire episode. But
What sucks is I feel like we haven't talked about it at all.
I know that's the thing.
Just brush the top.
So let me just
Put the tip in.
one other thing I wanted to bring
counts.
up was
Tip of the Babadook.
I do wish
Indian porn.
I wish that Tiny was here because I wonder if this movie would have a different effect on a parent. In Ravenshadow, I know you can probably speak to this, but I don't know. Did you live with kids when they were
Ravenshadow's
6?
kids are like 40.
Right. That's why I'm wondering. Did you live with kids when they were like this age?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
So that's what I wonder. I wonder if some aspects of this would be more effective for a parent. Not that it wasn't effective, but I wonder if it would impact
I'm
a
interested,
parent
too.
more than it would someone who doesn't have kids. So
Though I will say from being around that family, from that being my family, I guess.
you're talking about Tinies.
I've never
He
met
is the third child.
I have never met anyone who handled children better than those two. Like, and we're
Yeah, they beat them like crazy.
Yeah,
Is that what you-
no.
Oh, not
but
handle
we're-
them that way.
But we're so that, and we're so honest about
taser.
their like emotions.
Yeah.
You know what I
It is
mean?
pretty crazy. Yep.
Yeah, like so, like I feel like, and that's how I know. Though I haven't been there in a couple weeks, which is crazy. But like I'm there more often than not, and that's how I know there's like not any sort of veneer because they're so honest.
Yeah.
Like Tiny has said, like my kids are being complete dicks right now, and like I don't know like a lot of parents who would like be that honest.
Oh, forget it. Wait. Fucking wait till the fucking 16 and 14 Tiny. Yeah, it's all fucking nice with the crafts.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, it's fucking really fucking nice.
One other thing that comes to
Bedtime and
mind.
timeouts. Good fucking luck, brother.
It's sort of on that same tip, but I was wondering about especially about this movie, but other films. Like she was pretty fucking harsh to Sam in some of the times that she was yelling at him. And so I was curious about that. And it turns out that Jennifer Kent had said the scenes where Amelia is yelling at Sam was not in the room. They were filmed in a way that Sam wasn't in there to hear what she was saying. Because I think that could really fuck a kid up, right? I mean,
That was the director specifically made a point of like, I like this young actor.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
She's
scar
an
him for
Yeah.
life by having this
Well,
women.
nobody
psychologist.
in real life or fake life wants to hear that fucking kid bellyache. That's for sure.
No,
I'll give him a reason.
I
to.
did write down a note of, is it wrong that I am actually beginning to agree with the Babadook on yelling at the parent or like freaking out at the kid? I mean, you're
We
right.
didn't
He was
talk
driving
about
up
the
wall.
most Deadites part of this whole movie.
which is
This kid's Macaulay Culkin Home Alone skills.
Oh, the fact that he made
Like
like,
he made a
Oh,
catapult
yeah.
jackpot.
I actually had a note about that. And we passed through
Yeah.
that point.
Imagine if
but
the
yeah.
Babadook was Joe Pesci, though.
That's a fucking movie.
anything you need, Leo gets.
But this kid was awesome. Like he had a fucking what would you call that? Like
Well, he had a crossbow dart
With a dot
machine,
in.
and then he had like.
Which BTW, Tiny and I had those.
Oh, really? Nice.
it was like a trebuchet or something, like a
What?
personal trebuchet.
It was exactly that.
yeah.
I
And
mean, it was a little weird because that would have to be weighted a certain way so that he would do a forward flip every single time that it shot. But, like,
yeah.
He apparently did the reasons on it. or
Right.
Yeah.
something.
He's fighting dingoes over there.
and he like was a magician and like this kid was cool,
And
right?
he had his
I mean,
axe
Smoke
too.
bombs.
Like I thought that was cool too.
Yeah.
His whole act rehearse. Like
yeah, absolutely. This kid was probably this is Tiny White when he was a kid, right?
no, Tiny was way cooler than this. Reality is is not always as it seems.
Totally just gonna go with that.
And I will say, this is one of my last comments about before we jump to the verdict. I thought this movie had such good momentum, and I think it lost a bit of steam at the end, which I think you guys had sort of mentioned. Like you said, Dynamo, I think the last 6 pages of the script, just, I don't know, like it had such good momentum, and not to say that it ruined the movie for me or any of that, but I just felt like the end was left a little bit to be desired. I wish it was a little bit different.
As a writer, and not necessarily a good one, mind you, but as a writer, I feel like if I was to ever give any writing advice to anybody, I would say if your showdown, for lack of a better way to put it, has more than one climax, like has more than one point where it's like the fight has swung so vastly in one direction that someone is subdued or unconscious or defeated. Like, I feel like you could probably take out that page and just put more interesting conflict. So I feel that way about Starry Eyes the other day. I feel like it ended 3 times.
Yeah.
I hate it when a movie ends and keeps going and then ends.
Premature and endulation,
if you will.
Does anyone have anything, any specific thoughts before we head to the verdict?
The only 2 notes that we did not hit, which is astounding, really, because I had a whole page here, was the some of the tricks, like the last act of where it's like monster fighting time.
Yeah,
I felt some of the it was cheap. I felt like some of the POV was sort of cheap, but I understand why they were trying to do that and not show monsterness. But the body sliding, a la not teleportation, but when he gets pulled up the stairs sort of thing. I was like, I love that effect when it's well done, and I didn't think they pulled it off well there.
The most effective time that I've ever seen that ever in any movie, it's not one of these contemporary ones. It's a movie that's not inherently scary, but I remember seeing that in the theater and being like, I don't like that at all. Was Shocker.
Oh, right.
Where he goes back to find his girlfriend who was murdered.
Yeah,
she floats
was
across
that
the lake.
No, not that.
That's 2 in a pink. One in the stink. The Shocker.
Yes.
And I just wrote down that if you ever seen the movie Paper House, the villain reminded me a lot of the villain from that. But that's a movie where a kid draws the villain, so it's very it's very that 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional sort of scary thing.
One of the other things, Dynamo, that wasn't mentioned is there
we should do more films about child abuse because I like it.
Yeah.
Is there a parallel here to The Big Scary Monster Hunts at Midnight and The Babadook?
Oh, Snoop.
Because The Big Scary Monster Hunts at Midnight
was conceived from Tiny's loins, if you will.
That's very
Babadook's
true. Yeah,
and Tiny's
in that
loins?
sense, there definitely was. Yeah, very tight.
That's the Babacock.
It's clear the Babadook.
So let's head to the verdict, and we still have we're getting right up to the 11 o'clock hour here, but Kyle. He's hanging by, so he said
he's like, "Dear God, let me interview."
Dear God, no.
Dear God, no.
Let's go to verdict time.
Trick or treat, baby.
I wonder if people would say you're a trick or a treat.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
All right, it is verdict time, and you know what? I think I'm going to play Tiny's voicemail. I have no idea what he had to say.
It's actually 2 hours long.
Yeah.
And it may not even be about this movie. I don't know.
Furthermore,
he could be talking about where he is. So
I just killed 9 Yetis.
yeah, exactly. So let's hear from Tiny.
Hey guys, it's Tiny. Sorry I can't be there this week. I figured I would call up and leave a message about the Babadook. This was a pretty awesome movie. I enjoyed this one a lot. This was a pretty scary movie in that old school sense, kind of like the type of scary like Twilight Zone with the dude on the wing of the plane was a little bit, like where you couldn't get it out of your head. And I don't know. I'm not going to go on and on about this. I'm sure that you guys have already talked about it or will talk
He knows
about
us too well.
At length, especially with the guest this week. That's awesome that the Rev was over there too. Hey Rev, what's up?
Hey, Tiny.
See how I paused right there? What's up?
I was just about to say
That's
that.
professional right there. That's courteous.
He knows. He knows.
So yeah, okay. So this movie looked good. It felt foreign, which I like. The color palette was real nice, and the type of scary it was very unusual. Like, people don't do this type of folklore scariness anymore. Like bedtime story scary, in stuff in the closet scary. So yeah, I dig on this stuff. This is the type of stuff that kind of creeps me out, and I can't get it out of my head. So yeah, that first night and the second night after I saw the Babadook, I was kind of bugged out a little bit, like expecting a closet door to open, and I thought I was gonna have to punch a brother out. But that didn't happen. But yeah, I'm still thinking about it. I like the little rhyme. I like that they have a little mnemonic device to remind you of the creepiness, which is very unusual.
Johnny Mnemonic.
The book was
Don't get him started.
a nice kind of corner piece of this whole movies. Again, something kind of tangible to pull the story together, the movie together, instead of just like a slasher or whatever else that just is what it is. You have these multiple things, which is kind of awesome. I like the fact that there's that the shaking of the dresser, to make the baba sound, and then the knocking on the door to make the duk sound. That's pretty awesome. Or the duk 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 sound.
Good.
That shit's all like gold as far as I'm concerned in this type of horror movie. So I could go on and on about it. I like that they took it outside of the environment, in the car and this and that, in the house, and it was daytime. It wasn't just at night. Also, all this stuff. And as a parent, this is a super creep out movie. Like this, I won't, no spoilers, but obviously this is the big sort of psychological piece on the mom, right? And not being able to control yourself as a parent, or the idea that you can't control yourself and ensure your child's safety as a parent, that's creepy too, in a totally different way. So very relatable. And some of the other stuff, like I don't know, I won't get into it too much. Let's call it the exorcism later, was very affecting for me, or very effective for me to see, as a parent. So yeah, super awesome movie. Looked awesome, sounded awesome, super creepy. I don't know if they needed to make him say his name. That's not really what that was. In fact, from the story, the sound of his name was supposed to be the stuff that he does, like shake dressers and knock on doors to like come into the house and stuff like that. I guess it was important for him, for the creep out factor for him to do it, but a little bit it was kind of corny. And the storybook quality, or the drawn quality of him in real life, was both kind of corny and kind of awesome. Like, I think I'm definitely on board with the fact that they didn't make him like a real, like, super, like, just like actually there sort of guy. Like, there was always a sort of an artsy quality to his presence in the real world, which is pretty awesome too. So super digging it, and probably will watch this again, and definitely looking under my bed and in closets lately, and I'm pretty upset about that. Took me years to get over that. So
He keeps catching me.
yeah, but a good time, definitely a treat. I'll catch up with you guys soon.
Thanks, Tiny. Complete with soundtrack. What was going on? Was he fighting
It
ghosts?
sounds like you pulled the e-brake in a dark house.
Oh God.
All right, so cool. Thanks for
I fucking
Tiny.
love that dude.
what, dude?
It's true, you do.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do.
Whatever. If you were the United Negro College Fund Affirmative Action Tag Team Champions for 10 years running with somebody, you'd have a bond as well. NCW Tag Team Champions, LWA Tag Team Champions,
LWA.
We did get another voicemail, but I'm going to hold off on that one
Chaotic Wrestling Tag Team Champions.
because I want to make sure
LBGT.
I don't want to keep Kyle holding too long. So we have another voicemail about the Babadook. I'm going to play that later on. But let's get to the verdicts. I guess I'll kick it off here. And did you guys see what William Friedkin had to say about this?
No, what?
Okay.
What
He
did
said
he
it's
say?
freaking awesome.
I was gonna make a freaking joke.
So William Friedkin, director of The Exorcist and other films, of course. That's what he's most well known for.
Bunch of motherfucking movies.
He
Exorcist 3.
he had
That movie's
said
the bomb.
he tweeted out and said, "Psycho, Alien, Diabolic, and now The Babadook. I've never seen a more terrifying film than The Babadook.
Come on.
It will scare the
true,
hell
he
out
did.
of you as it did me.
I thought it was fucking really scary. But again, like, I don't know. Apparently, he's right where I am. Like, that was the thing. I didn't know if it was as scary to anybody else as it was to me.
There's not. Yeah, sorry, I don't mean to cut you guys off. We'll get carried away. So I don't necessarily agree with him that it's the scariest film, like I've ever seen.
Top 5.
But that's awfully big praise for this film from the director of one of the scariest films of all time, if not the scariest film of all time.
Not that either.
Well, no, I mean, some people hail it as the scariest film of all time. So
I mean, could that be Alzheimer's?
What?
Could that be like dementia setting in?
Yeah, he's gotten so old that now he's like, oh god, everything's scary.
Oh shit.
But
ARP.
let me finish.
All right. I'm sorry. I'm an asshole.
Jesus.
I'm sorry. He's a nice man.
To me, it's refreshing to see a film utilize story, tension, and psychological fear to create scares this way, as opposed to resorting to the jump scares that we've seen the last 10, 20 years. Most films just seem to rely on those and not building tension in other ways. So for that, I have to applaud Jennifer Kent. I think the movie was extremely strong right up until the last 5 to 10 minutes. And for me, it just didn't end as strongly as the rest of the film was. But that's not enough to alter my opinion of the film overall. And I'll definitely have to say this is one of the better horror movies I've seen in the last few years. And I think even more so, I'm super excited to see what Jennifer Kent's going to do next.
You know what's funny is I think that she's one of the older first-time directors that we're going to...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no,
for sure.
She's not she's not young by
Yeah.
any means.
She's been in the biz for a while. She's helped out Lars von Trier on a bunch of stuff. But yes,
that'll fuck you up from the start.
yeah, exactly. Fuck you up like a car crash. So that's all I got to say about this. This film is a treat for me and definitely one of the best horror films I've seen in the last few years. Dynamo.
I did like it. I'm very interested to see how, if not CG, how they did some of the special effects. For instance, like the mandibles coming in and out of the darkness, I guess.
The mandible claw.
But it might have been a forced perspective thing. Who knows? It's good.
Yeah.
I think if they use the original ending, where she had been like, don't touch my fucking kid. Get out of my house. And then all of a sudden from the darkness you heard, Babadook, it's Bill Cosby. and he came out in his rapey robe. It would have been better, but
Oh my god.
otherwise I think that it is, I do think that this is a treat. I'll never watch it again. There are elements that I want to see, but to be honest with myself, I'll probably never throw it on again because I don't need to feel that way. But
People don't understand that when I tell them I like a movie, but I'm never going to watch it again.
yeah, no, I do that a lot on this. Like we watch a lot of those movies like that.
Yeah.
But like I think that this is for more personal reasons. I probably will never watch this again.
Yep.
But like I think that it is I think it's a terrific film and a really really scary film.
Cool. Rev.
Yeah.
Oh,
treat.
sorry. Yeah.
I too agree. Treat. It's an old school scare. It's got really good kind of pacing. I like seeing stuff out of Australia because I think that they have a nice history of horror movies because their budgets tend to be lower, so they tend to kind of produce horror more often. Like we said, the last 5 minutes maybe I could have done without, but all in all, it's a treat. My one suggestion though is don't listen to the hype before it. Because I definitely did some research, and then I was totally going into this movie being like, it's going to be the most incredible movie I've ever seen. And then I watched it, and I was like, it was good, but it's not top 5 all time.
Yeah.
And so for me, it was still really good. I still really loved it, but I mean, I had a slight taste of, it's not
Ravenshadow.
It's not Ravenshadow. Yes.
Yeah, a slight taste of Ravenshadow.
Slight taste of Ravenshadow.
Hey,
Raisin Shadow.
it's good.
It's got
Great.
2 scoops.
Raisin Shadow bread.
That's
Oh,
good.
God.
Work on that
So
for your holidays.
treat. Just don't believe the hype. Go in, watch it. Everyone should watch it at least once.
Boy.
And yeah, any Public Enemy reference is a good reference.
All right. Raven balls.
Hey, by the time I get to Arizona, there you go. It's my joint right there. Right? Good song? Yeah.
But that Doc was
You
a
guys should
hero
cover
the
that.
most. But that Doc.
But he never meant shit to me.
Ravenshadow, go.
I'm fucking trying, man. There's a lot of elements I liked. I gotta be honest though. You know, and I agree with you guys most of the time. The dog,
Yeah, because you don't watch the movies. You
I
just
did
go
watch
with
the
what we
movie,
say.
and I'm sorry. Like I loved the fucking book, and I was scared. I'm like, what the fuck? I said this already, but the dog took me out, man. Both scenes of the dog shouldn't have been there. I'll tell you right now, there's no Babadook sneaking up on me in my house, because my dog will be up in that shit. All right, you can't sneak on me, Babadook.
So that makes the film
Yeah.
not good for
What-
you.
It just
What Ravenshadow doesn't know is his dog Oliver holds a sign like at the airport that says Babadook right out in front with an arrow to Ravenshadow's room.
No.
I think you're adding another syllable in there, Dynamo.
It's all right.
Okay.
I have the correct Texas pronunciation of it.
Connect.
Babaleo Duke.
Bubbly.
I am so surprised that took so long.
It just
2 hours.
I was super into it. It just I knew what was going on, and I have never been more not positive that you knew what was going on. I did.
I couldn't be.
We-
it's so
we have to
incredulous.
end.
All right, I'm sorry, dude. Sorry, Jen.
Huh?
Jennifer Kent.
The director.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Trick.
It's scrolling.
Jesus, you can't even fuck up your own reviews.
Wait. Trick, really?
This is a trick because the
tepid-
fucking dog.
A tepid trick.
A tepid trick?
Yeah.
All right.
It was nice.
All right.
right.
Whatever.
We-
We don't have time to rip you apart.
It's a Baba don't.
Oh, right.
That's what we wanted to
Yeah.
hear.
All right.
All right, so
God, there's somebody who hates you that is like climbing the wall somewhere now.
What?
I wish I was there. It looked like the Babadook.
Ravenshadow says Baba don't. We all say Baba do. Check it out, see for yourself, and you can always send us feedback if you want to, get your thoughts on air and let us know. Ravenshadow fucking dummy. Let him know. Is Dynamo know what the fuck's up? Is he a genius? Let him know. And we need to head to a break because we're gonna get Kyle up on
One of
this
those things
piece.
are right.
Rocky in the chat room says, "Good thing Babadook means broomstick in Swahili."
I fucking saw the scene there, Rock. It was nice.
And Jeanette asks, "Where's Tiny White? That background noise sounds like he's in the graveyard of werewolves." He may have been.
He's created a graveyard of werewolves.
Speaking of werewolves, actually, that's a nice segue, Jeanette. Thank you for that. Next week, we are going to review the film from he's becoming one of our most reviewed directors,
Yeah, it's
Adrian
crazy, huh?
Garcia Bagliano.
Oh, wow.
We're going to review Late Phases.
The week after, I'm not. Oh no, the week after is the week Myra's coming. I think.
Yeah? Wait, Myra's coming on?
I think so.
I'm at band practice. Myra turns to me and goes, I think you're going to be asked to be on Trick or Treat Radio. And then literally I get your text as she's telling me.
She's going to be on for for the movie you don't care about.
I was
All
going
right.
to stay home.
What movie?
We're not going to divulge it yet.
Do I have the answer here?
Nope.
No.
Fuck.
So we're going to review Late Phases, and I think we're going to do a double feature next week.
Stick one in your bed talk host.
I think we're going to do a double feature next week. There's a film that's been getting a lot of praise, but not many people have reviewed it that I'm aware of.
Oh, we're doing double feature next week.
Double feature next week, yeah.
So you got two movies
Creature
to watch.
double feature. Is that what that segment's called?
Sure. We're going to review Late Phases and also a sci-fi film called The Congress.
Oh, good. Well, that's not. I don't know what I'm talking about then.
No, the other one is
2 weeks from now.
Wait.
yeah. No, never mind. We have to go.
The lights went out. I gotta pee.
Johnny, are we watching both these for next week?
Yes.
So I gotta watch one on Monday and one on Tuesday.
I don't know. You got to watch one on the weekend.
You have 7 days.
I hate you guys. I'm out of here.
All right, Dynamo's taking off. He's leaving. All right, so we need to cut to a break, and we're going to get Kyle up on this next. We're going to talk about Phantasm and all sorts of other fun stuff. And one of the lights just went out in my display case. Over
What?
there. See that?
Oh, my God.
All right, so the Babadook is here. Let's cut to a break, and we'll be right back with Kyle Kyle Kuchta, and we'll find out the real pronunciation. Yeah, and we're gonna go back old school. This is a promo for Infinite Santa since it's December. So if you haven't seen it yet, go check it out.
This Christmas, see Santa as you've never seen him before.
He will want a piece of Santa? Come get some!
In a world where everyone must kill to survive, even Santa.
I'll trim the tree with your brains!
Santa is one bad dude who's ready to save Christmas.
Sorry, guy, but you've been naughty!
Infinite Santa 8000. Now on demand on iTunes, Amazon, and other formats at infinitesanta.com. 'Tis the season to kill.
Hello, darlings. It's your favorite whiskey-drinking, litigious, singing, dancing fantasy girl. Want to reach out to me and the world's greatest monster-hunting multimedia organization, the Deadites? Log on to Facebook.com/The Deadites. It's got all the info you need to follow the world's greatest monster hunting band, like live appearances, info on your favorite Deadite, music, and all the links you need to our new weekly multimedia and all our side endeavors. Too many letters on Facebook? That's okay, sugar. Just follow us on Instagram and Twitter @The Deadites. Hope to see you soon, and we'll leave the lights off.
Dynamo.
Yeah.
We're going to talk to Kyle.
I know. So, folks, I think we just did the good review of Babadag Talk where we could talk about it.
Babadook.
So, Babadook. I'm really disappointed. I thought he was going to steal the newspaper and eat the slippers.
Yeah, we actually did have a really good discussion about it just now. Maybe we'll discuss it. I don't know. Maybe it's not even going to be relevant, but maybe we'll discuss it.
I'm worried that some
later.
of our other voicemails might be spoilery, too. So,
well, we have one more voicemail, so.
what, counting the one I sent?
I didn't know it was about Babadook.
It's not.
Oh, okay.
Oh, are you saying we only have one more about Babadook?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're just waiting for Ravenshadow to get back in here. Let's talk. We're on. Let's talk.
It's go time.
Let's talk about Kyle because we're going to get him on. Dynamo, you and I, we hung out with Kyle last year at Rock and Shock.
Yep.
And it was a fucking blast, right?
Yeah, it was one of the best times.
Yeah.
I feel like we made great friends that weekend, which is something that you can't say, like, normally, you know? Like,
yeah.
Like, the for all the pain in the neck that it is getting into that convention and getting set up and everything else, for the last 2 years, we've walked away with, like, friends that I feel like we're going to have for life. You know? We knew Josh, but Josh, like, is our buddy now, you know?
Yeah.
You know, Mike Neal, like, and this guy that we're about to talk to.
Yeah, so, and he had been filming his documentary, Fantasm, the previous year. So I guess it was 2 years ago at Rock and Shock. And so I unfortunately have not had a chance to see Fantasm. I'm really bummed out, but I actually just ordered it from Kyle's site, and it's en route, and I will have a copy of it probably in the next day or two.
It's in my Christmas list.
There you go, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
for you.
So if somebody wants to buy it for you, they should use the Amazon link.
It's not on Amazon, unfortunately.
I literally have been like...
It's on Kyle's site.
Like digging in my car cushions for coffee money. I'm on welfares.
I thought you got the new thing that's causing you to be up until 2 a.m.
No, that's not. No, that's called psychosis.
Oh,
like the new.
I'm sorry. I thought you got paid for that.
Yeah, no, the new job is fucking ridiculous. Like no one pays me any mind at all.
All right, so
remind me to tell you a story about how I'm not getting fired this weekend. Actually.
Oh, I'm excited.
That's brilliant. I'm brilliant.
You're brilliant.
Yeah, I'm good.
So we met Kyle, awesome dude. We're super excited. I know our boys in outside the cinema, Bill and Chris were featured in the film, and super excited to see it. So let's connect up.
Were we busy? Is that what it was?
What's that?
Were we busy? Is that
no?
what it was?
We weren't there.
Oh.
It was we weren't there that year at Rock and Shock. It was one of the years.
All the years.
Yes.
Good.
We didn't know Kyle at the time either.
No.
So,
okay.
Ravenshaw's going to knock on that door in a second because he can't get in.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. So let's give Kyle a call and let's get him on the horn and let's see what's going on. I didn't have an opportunity to disable sound effects on this computer yet.
Oh.
So we hear Skype dialing.
Do you have melting numbers that you have to type in?
What the fuck, right?
Hello.
Hey, Kyle. How's it going, buddy?
Yo, what's up?
Hey, man.
Hey, my man. How you doing?
Good. I was watching my my dumbass Skype photo on your laptop while you guys were chatting. I was like, my dumbass face just hanging out.
I can probably get rid of that if you want to see that.
That's all right.
So is everything?
Where'd everybody go?
You still hear us?
Hello.
Hello.
Can. Hopefully everything's all right. Can you still hear us, Kyle?
So that was Kyle. He just got shot by a dot.
Oh man,
that was the shortest interview ever.
I know. I don't know what's going on here.
What?
You still hear us, Kyle? All right.
That's a good Sing Sing Soon impersonation, though.
Yeah. Dynamo, can you keep talking to Kyle? Let's see if we can get him on. I'm gonna
Kyle,
troubleshoot.
I love you so much. In the bathroom at the 99, that day we made sweet love. Don't tell no one.
He's gonna hang
Don't
up
worry,
if he is
no
there.
one listens to this show. Except for the people in the chat room, and I know Rocky won't talk. Because I got shit on him about when me and I were in the 99 bathroom together in Toronto.
Wow, this is a bad interview already. We're sorry, Kyle.
Michael Ravenshadow thinks that you're Don Coscarelli. He's very confused who we're talking to right now, so please ignore his Beastmaster questions.
On a side note, I'm totally gonna go stalk the Suicide Squad movie with Rocky next summer. That's my plan.
Wow.
In
See,
Canada.
we've made friends. Trick or Treat Radio
Yeah,
makes
exactly.
friends.
Yeah. Come on.
Rocky has the best fucking voice in the world.
Does it?
Yeah, it gets me rock hard. Go back and listen a couple weeks ago when
he called in.
When Jeff Goldblum called.
Oh my God, that was
yeah.
awesome.
Rocky's pretty cool. He posts on my page once in a while. He likes stuff. He comments.
All right, let's try again. Let's see what happens with this.
I thought I told you not to call me here. Click.
That was weird.
How about now? Can you hear us, all right, Kyle?
Yeah, no, I can hear you guys, and then all of a sudden it was just like cutting in and out, so I wasn't
Weird.
sure.
All right.
Kyle, I did not
We'll
make-
give this a shot.
I did
All right,
not
man.
make a song while you were gone about us making love in the 99
there it
bathroom at
goes.
Rocket Chalk.
It just went. All right, let me try something
Yeah,
else.
man, it keeps popping in and out.
All right, let me try something else. I'm gonna call you back. All right.
Maybe he forgot his password.
You can't hear.
No, you know what? It could be.
Did
my,
you really?
Yeah. Oh shit.
It could be me. Let me.
It's not me. It's you.
Yeah.
I get that a lot.
And by that I mean it's you.
All right. I need you guys to. I need to.
Yeah.
To do tech stuff here, so you guys.
Actually, what I get more often than not is that I'm not hanging out with you anymore because I found a younger, smarter, better looking, more talented single boy.
Oh, it seems about right.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's fair.
Yeah,
it's a fair
yeah,
trade.
that's-
It's a
I mean,
fair.
really,
I mean, duh.
You know,
I'm
looking
not
for
happy.
trade.
I'm not happy about it. But
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
to-
But I mean, really, you too would be
yeah,
doing
sure.
the same
It's
trade.
either Al Bundy or Jordan Catalano. I get it.
Oh,
So-
no wonder you hate the '90s.
I fucking hate the 90s.
I don't want to get on.
Name
a rant.
one awesome thing in the 90s.
I don't know. Some of the girls I've dated.
Smoking in bars.
That was the worst part.
That was
of
the
90s.
worst part. You've obviously never gone on tour in the South.
I have.
They revoked it so that you can smoke back in the bars. So if you play any show south of like Pennsylvania or Tennessee, your vocalist like the next night is just coughing up a lung.
Oh
Yeah,
shit!
it
I'm booking a
sucks.
Dead Show
Yeah.
for the down
It's the
there.
worst. We won't go.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Then I can't think of it. The fashion was bad in the 90s.
Yeah.
What jeans and a t-shirt?
No, they were jeans that went up to people's shoulder blades.
The mom jeans are coming back. I'm sorry.
it.
I know it's horrible.
I hate it. I will not the music, popular rock music was it's fucking worst.
What? Haha. This is gonna get me in trouble. What are your thoughts on the Goo Goo Dolls?
I like them fine. I think they're fine.
All right.
I like both eras of them fine. They're one of those bands where sort of to a lesser amount in every way, to a lesser amount my dislike for the change and for my like for them at one point, but very similar to Incubus. They're almost like two different bands
all right.
to me,
All right.
but I dig them fine.
And
I like Neil Diamond a lot, so when they did the Neil Diamond song in Pulp Fiction, I was down.
That's Urge Overkill.
That's definitely
that's a
Urge
different band?
Overkill.
Yeah.
Oh, so I don't even know. I don't know who Urge,
That's distinctly Urge Overkill.
I don't know who Urge Overkill is then.
They
No,
sing the song on Pulp Fiction.
I just always
That's their
assumed it
only
was
hit.
I
Actually,
always
they
just assumed that
had
it was
one
the
more
Goo Goo
single after that, but it popped and went down.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Wow, I didn't know that was.
Yeah, that's the single.
I thought it was the Goo Goo Dolls.
No.
One thing about the 90s, how about Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction? That's pretty good. Quentin Tarantino came up.
that's
Like 7
true.
Up.
Yeah, but if you look at the amount of good movies that actually came out in the 90s, genre movies, they were few and far between.
No, but you said name one thing, I gave you two.
Yeah,
Well, let's put it this way. Clerks, which is, a quintessential thing in a lot of people's lives,
Yeah.
wouldn't even I don't think anybody would pay it any mind if it came out today.
Evil Army of Darkness.
but that's
Army of
because-
Darkness, the weakest of the Evil Dead series, is what you present to me.
There's no fucking pleasing you. I'm giving you so many
No.
options.
Wait. But the reason why Clerks, if it came out today, no one would pay it any mind, is because of the change of cinema that happened after Clerks.
No, I think that because more good stuff comes out now, is my point.
Because of Clerks.
More stuff in general.
Because of Clerks. I think that...
Sorry to interrupt, guys. Let me try to get Kyle back here.
So
I'm not
far,
sure if this is going to work because I'm trying on different computers.
in a 10-year decade, which most decades are.
Yeah, so far so good.
So leap decades.
Okay, Kyle, you there?
That's a really good coffee ad I'm looking at, though. I don't even drink coffee, and I want one now.
Hey, Kyle, can you hear us?
Yeah, you sound great.
Okay, so
Hey.
that could have been on my end. I just added a new computer to the setup here in the studio, so they could have been my end. So if I think we're good to go. If something happens, just let me know and we'll figure it out. But I think we're good. All right.
I will say we were having a very big fight about the 90s while we were waiting for you. So.
Yeah.
we totally invented a whole new segment while waiting.
And if anyone tells you the first time you dropped out that I wrote a song and performed it about us making sweet love in the 99 bathroom at Rocket Shock, they're lying.
It's on the DL. It's on the DL.
All right. Well,
Totally not true.
Let's not sully this interview and let's get Kyle the proper introduction here. So, Kyle, you have recently released the convention documentary Fantasm. I want you to first talk about that experience, and we're gonna probably go backwards. But how was it when the film finally was finished and released to the public? What was that like? Right.
Good school. Good school. Good school. Good school.
Yeah. Right. Absolutely. I mean, most student films don't get a DVD release, so. But so that's pretty awesome. Where did what was the genesis? Like what sort of inspired you to make the original student film, about conventions? Right. Right. Yeah. I gotcha. And so when you initially sort of put the idea together, did you only want to, did you plan to interview other people, or was it just something you were just going to do on your own when you had the student film? Gotcha. Mm-hmm. It's interesting because, we've obviously done a lot of conventions, and obviously that's where we met you, was at Rock and Shock a couple of years ago, and it's definitely an experience, and one, I wish I had a chance to see the entire film before we talk to you, but maybe we'll have to do a part 2 then when we get a chance to see it. But I had just ordered it from you, so it's on its way, I imagine. So. Awesome. Thank you. So, no problem. And, so that's something that, a lot of people probably have experience with. And now, do you think that there's a difference between normal conventions, like, I shouldn't say normal, but horror conventions and other types of conventions? Do you have that kind of experience to comment?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's fun too, right? Like, I mean, I'm sure that should go without saying, but like, just that one weekend, think about how much fun we had, Tommy Norcal getting beat up by Tommy Dreamer, like the stadium burger, like just all this like dumb stuff that like will be a thing forever. And like you live somewhere different than us, but like this between social media and that like community, like in that relationship being built at these conventions, like those friendships like live on, and it's such a fucking cool thing, and it's all united in this thing that like is even more cool, where I think maybe like comic conventions and sci-fi like Star Trek conventions and stuff like that are no less nerdy and no less cool for sure. I've been to all of those kind of conventions this year, but a little more mainstream, like something that people like there's something so awesome about something so like hippie, for lack of a better way to put it, of like this great community and great times coming out of something that somebody thinks you're, that normies think you're a weirdo for being a fan of, or a bad person or a scary person, like where I feel the opposite. Like you walk in there and you like can strike up a conversation with anybody, and it's like a good time because you all know that we all love this stuff. It's completely outrageous. Like it's such a cool thing that why I think your documentary is so cool, because it's also almost unquantifiable, because like everything that's cool about it, like if somebody doesn't understand it, they're like, well, couldn't you just, meet them talking about, your jobs, or couldn't you just meet them talking about, football or whatever else? Like, but, to like know that these people traveled, came to this event and share the love that you have for something. It's such a cool thing, like, because it's unquantifiable to normal people. Right. Right. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. No.
Hey, Kyle, I hate to inconvenience you again. I may have fixed our problem just because the people on the live feed right now are not hearing you. Okay, so let me try one more thing. If this does not work, then unfortunately the people on the live feed will just have to listen on Friday, I guess. So let me just, I'm going to hang up on you. I'll call you right back on the other computer, and let's see if we got things figured out now. Oh, I just cut him off.
This is all. This is all because I could not log on to my Skype today.
No, it's Ravenshadow's fault.
Hey, anyone else notice that the Phantasm with the Deadites logo says Fanta?
Nice.
All right, let's try this once again. We're calling Kyle, and hopefully this works on this machine.
Kyle Rayner showed up in the 90s. That was pretty fucking cool.
Calling Kyle is a premise song.
Hey, Kyle, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Okay, if you don't hear anything, audio drops out, then just yell and scream, and we'll go back to the other method.
just throw a temper tantrum.
Yeah.
What's amazing is without any prodding or poking, as soon as you hung up, we went right back into our argument about the 90s. Like I was like, I didn't even contribute. I was like, holy shit, this is good stuff right here.
Just right where you left off.
Right.
Yeah, this seems to be working, and I hope the folks on the live feed can hear us. We just had a very boring conversation. It's fine. I just talked all logistics and statistics, and not even about conventions. I'm very sorry.
Those folks who missed what we had talked about previous, they can tune into the podcast on Friday.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, they can hear it all. So. Okay, cool. So sorry for that, Kyle. Thanks for being a trooper and. Oh
no, thank you. I'm sorry it didn't work out before, but I'm glad it's working now.
No problem. One thing I wanted to clarify when we first got you on the line, but how do you say your last name?
It's Kuchta, but
damn it,
Tiny was right.
I think that I actually say it wrong, and everybody else says it correctly. Like the way that you said it is how everybody else says it, and I think I'm just being a little bitch by trying to like it's Kuchta. Like that's not. It's fine.
It's a lot of consonants.
I respond to all.
Okay.
Why don't you change your name to Babadook?
Yeah. You can just call me Kyle Babadook.
There you go.
I love that big orange dog.
So Kyle, now you're making a feature. You decide you're going to make a feature. Things are going well. How do you schedule? Do you just go to conventions and try to talk to people, or do you schedule them ahead of time? How did that whole process go?
Well, the first one that I went to, every convention really differed here because the first thing I wanted to do was go to 4 different conventions. So I tried to email all the contact information there, get in touch with the people I'm supposed to about asking them if I can film, yada yada yada. And then the first one I was supposed to go to was Monster Mania in Hunt Valley in the Baltimore show in Maryland, and I didn't get a response. So this is the first convention that I'm supposed to go to, that I'm supposed to film at, that I'm driving. I don't remember how far the drive was from Syracuse, but it wasn't short. And I was just like, all right, I guess we're doing this. I'm just going to go in and film. So the first one, nothing was planned. And I mean, I was just really winging it. Luckily, I had a lot of friends, one in particular in Christy Jett, who at the time was working with Fright Rags, who goes to a lot of conventions, knows a lot of people in the horror community. And she was like, for the next one, for Rock and Shock, she basically just gave me a list of people. She was like, these people are great. They've been doing conventions for a while. It would be really cool if you talked to them, whether on camera or off. They would be able to give you a good amount of information. And then that really helped me kind of get the hang of what I wanted and what I was doing. So then the next one, Spooky Empire in Orlando, then onto Horror Hound, Indianapolis, and then 2 others in March, the other Monster Mania and the other Horror Hound show. Those were where I was kind of scheduling things a little bit, also kind of flying by the seat of my pants. But for the most part, like pretty much trying to reach out to a couple people beforehand, talk to people at the beginning of the weekend just to see if they would be interested and kind of feel it out. And yeah, so it was really winging it for a little while there, but then I tried to, like right as I started getting what I like wanted and needed for the feature, then it was already over.
Right.
So as soon as I figured out what I was doing, it was over.
I have to. I do have to say as well that Christy was hanging out with us at Rock and Shock when we hung out with you. So that was, and she's obviously very cool and she's very connected to the horror community, and so that she was part of that whole crew that was hanging out.
Great
so that
weekend.
was part of that great weekend.
Christy's great.
I have a question for you, Kyle, and you can answer it, or you don't have to if you feel like it puts you in some sort of danger or like some sort of agreement. But what
Sure.
what did Bill and Chris have on you so that you put them in the movie?
I don't know if I'm ready.
Yeah,
He's pleading the fifth.
it could have just been like a small, New England hardcore kid came over and was like, "Hey, put us in a movie, or my big friend here will eat you."
They said, yeah, it was. He stuck his kid on me, and he was. The kid was falling around. He was like, "Are you gonna make my dad look good or not?" And I was like, "Oh man."
You should have said, "I'm a filmmaker, not a miracle worker." Kid.
You should have said yes. I'll make him look good, and just left him on the cutting room floor.
Oh no!
It's like, I don't want to get eaten by the Sasquatch greaser.
No.
It's so funny because like though not a lot of West Coast, like because now I'm out here on the West Coast, and not a lot of West Coast people know about the East Coast podcasts and shows that we have, like Trick or Treat or Outside the Cinema, and so I've been talking about those guys, and when they've seen Phantasm, they've seen those guys speak, and now like they're trying to get into all the East Coast radio shows. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll definitely take the East Coast love now.
Yeah.
Now, if I saw Bill and Chris, if that was my my indoctrination into East Coast podcasts, I think I'd run.
Yeah.
Put on top 40.
Oh, this is what East Coast horror casts are like. Now let's listen to the the West Coast podcast some more. This is gonna be like the Biggie.
Yeah, of course we kid because we're obviously pretty tight with the guys at OTC and so that's why we're busting on them. But
they're probably the best part, like the best genre podcast, like in around. Like no, I'm not just saying that because they're pretty much comparatively speaking down the street. Like they're so good. It's so consistent.
So elated.
I'm
So
elated.
fine.
But it's fun to make fun of them because they're so weird looking.
No, did
that's it.
yeah, exactly. Did Christy hook you up with Bill and Chris as well, or did you have a prior relationship with them?
No, I didn't know about. Well, it's funny because I guess I did know about Outside the Cinema, and I had listened like my second year at Rock and Shock. I had I had picked up. I was one of those. I was 15 or 16 years old, so I was picking up literally every flyer that I could, and Outside the Cinema was one of them. And I remember I listened to one show, but I didn't understand what was going on because I didn't have the film knowledge the genre knowledge that I think I do now. So I was like, I turned it on, I was like, wow, cool horror podcast. All right, bye. And that was my first introduction to them. So then my second introduction was through Christy, and she was just like, you might as well talk to these guys. She really hooked me up with a lot more like friendly faces and vendors and people who have been doing the convention circuit that are also fans, which is what I wanted to, or a good group of people who I wanted to interview were people who, whether they're vendors or just like have been there often, they were doing business but also fans. They were like kind of double dipping in the two, I don't know, categories, if you will, of people who go to conventions.
I gotcha. Yeah. So I'm super excited to see, not only their contribution, but the entire film. But But yeah, it's very cool to see that that they had made it on there, and see the podcast be represented.
Yeah. I mean, well, I think that's a big part of
The subculture.
conventions now is when you can't go, if you can't go, you can listen in. And like what reintroduced me to the horror genre was Dread Central's podcast Dinner for Fiends, and that's when I realized
that was a great podcast.
Good times.
I mean, they and that was, I mean, I want to say 2006, 2007 when I like first listened, and that was my introduction to, oh, there's people out there in this world that would want to talk about horror for 2-3 hours at a time, and like wouldn't like that blew my mind that people would care to talk with each other about the genre, because like I try to talk to people in I was in freshman year of high school. And like people were like, "You're fucking weird. Don't talk to me," and that was the reaction, But the thing about podcasts is they are, and all of them differ so much. That's the thing, is like every podcast is a different group of friends basically, and that's what is so cool. They feel like mini convention get-togethers once a week or however often you have the podcast. It's very, I don't know, I love it, and I wanted to be able to include part of that into Phantasm.
Or you have this one, which is sets of people that tolerate each other out of obligation.
I thought it was just flat out hate of each other at this point.
It was some sort of court order podcast.
Yeah, I think you're onto something there, Kyle.
Community service. You must do this podcast. 3
Purgatory.
hours every week.
I've been trying to get on Outside the Cinema, but this is where I ended up.
You took a wrong turn.
Yeah. Like, look, Bill, I'm tall. I have fancy shoes.
It's interesting that you say that, though, because in some of the conventions that we've done, especially Rock and Shock, it seems like not many people understand the power of the podcast, if you will, to coin a term. And it's crazy because we do okay for ourselves, but outside the cinema, they've been around forever, and they're one of the longest running genre podcasts for sure, and they have a huge following. And like just even last year at Rock and Shock, when we met you there, people showed up just to hang out with Bill and Chris. People from New York, from all over the place, and that's something that I think a lot of the convention, the event planners and stuff like that, the people that work at the conventions don't understand is if they were able to. I think Horror Hound gets this. But other conventions don't seem to get it because it's like the go-to place. So Horror Hound right now is like the big get-together for a lot of podcasts. People go and hang out, and and I don't know that a lot of other places get that, and you're missing out on a huge audience and also promotion, because they're going to talk about your show leading up to that and after. So it's it's interesting to hear you talk about the podcast aspect of it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think that it's utilized enough, for lack of a better term. Like there's not, I don't know, there's a lot of overlap between a convention and a podcast, and it's not, and I think maybe some shows have the antiquated idea of what a convention should be.
Right.
And it is hard to adapt and grow and learn what works and what doesn't. Especially, like I said before, with a genre that is so deeply rooted in nostalgia, and horror fans tend to complain about anything that might be like uncomfortable or like out of the norm. So like you don't want to do that to a convention, because like then you're just afraid the earth will just shatter, and like it'll just be, I don't know, it'll just totally cave in on itself. But I think that utilizing podcasts and like having a relationship with those shows would be awesome. Like that would be very, very cool. Even if they do like live tapings. I know Texas Frightmare utilized it a little bit with Killer POV, the one that's on Geek Nation out here
Mhm.
on the West Coast. They did a little bit with Texas Frightmare, and like stuff like that is very cool for people. You know, it changes up. Maybe it'll change up like a panel a little bit, or it'll change up. I know OTC does a screening at Rock and Shock, or did when I was up there. You know, it switches it all up. It kind of changes the game, and it'd be fun to explore what that does more often.
Yeah, absolutely. And hopefully, you know, other conventions catch on, because Horror Hound seems to have it right. I have not been to Horror Hounds, but obviously you have. And we know a lot of people in the podcast community that attend it and you know, swear by it. So
Yeah. I mean, well, Horror Hound is one of those conventions that wants to grow and adapt and learn from what works and what doesn't. And they and not to say that I don't know, all the conventions that I went to do that. But Horror Hound is just one of those biggest ones. It's just one of those big names because of the magazine and because of the guests that they bring. And they also have just a great team that works on, I don't know, moving forward and progressing and making a better show each and every time.
yeah, absolutely. So now Phantasm is available on DVD.
Yes.
And where can folks pick this up?
So I was trying to put it on Amazon, but it's all Greek to me at the moment, so I'm still trying. But as for right now, you can pick up the DVD. I just have like a little store, Envy store, so you could do phantasm.storeenvy.com. It's there right now. There's also some posters and stuff too, if you're interested, if you like it that much or want to put a poster up on your wall. But yeah, I'm trying to figure out Amazon and VOD.
That poster is on my wall, by the way, folks. So if it's good enough for old Dynamo.
It's beautiful. It's but yeah, so I'm trying to. I feel like I'm like a 65-year-old grandfather just learned out like what the Facebook was. I don't know how to.
Or how about a 65-year-old Ravenshadow?
Yeah. I was like, I don't know. I'm going to figure out some sort of VOD, but the cool
Skype's
thing
hard,
about
too.
the yeah, Skype is hard.
Yeah, but at least you know how to change your password, I think, Kyle.
Well, I have to get the confirmation email, and then I have to ask my wife for the email password.
Oh my God!
So similar.
Ravenshadow, are you also double timing here?
Did you yell at and berate your wife because she wouldn't help you though?
No, that's not how this works.
Yeah.
He's not calling from his bathroom whispering.
Yeah. Hi, Trick or Treat Radio.
But
I'll get in trouble if I leave this voicemail too loud.
I only have 15 seconds. Shit. But yeah, no, the DVD is, and the cool thing about the DVD is that there's extended interviews and bloopers, and they like the original short films on there too, which is pretty cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I was the good thing about the DVD is like I was able to put on a bunch of stuff that I thought was cool. I hope people think it's cool as well. But yeah, and then I am trying to figure out the whole on-demand service. Maybe the beginning of next year it'll be available that way. But for now, if you want to stock everybody's stuffings because convention season's over, you can check it out at phantasm.storeenvy.com. You know, really worked really hard on the website.
And there'll be a link on the fan interaction board too, folks, for
cool.
all the listeners to check out. And
Yeah, absolutely. We'll definitely, you know, do whatever we can to push it, because, you know, while we haven't, you know, I feel like a jerk for not having seen it and pushing it, but knowing your passion and just hanging out with you and you know, just spending that weekend hanging out with you last weekend was fucking great. And, you know, and knowing other people, Bill and Chris have seen it obviously. And, you know, so we certainly appreciate the sentiment and the passion that you have. And that's something that we can all get behind for sure. And just knowing that, I'm sure that we're going to love this, and I'm super excited to check it out. And, you know, hopefully we get a chance to all see it soon, and we can, you know, talk about it, and maybe we can have you back on again for that, and, you know, do sort of a I was going to say spoiler free, but I'm sure there's not too many spoilers. It's like, you know,
There's a huge twist at the end. I don't.
Michael Ravenshadow will think there is, even if there's not. So we gotta do is plan on figuring out a reunion here.
I appreciate that love that you guys show. You guys are really, really awesome, and you have a great show. And it was a blast hanging out with you guys the last year too. Hopefully, I make it out to the East Coast
awesome.
Sooner than later, maybe for another Rock and Shock or something. But man, I appreciate you guys caring to even want to check it out, or that means a lot.
Yeah, man, we're definitely. It's actually a long time coming. We wanted to have you on.
Phantasms.
Yes, we're phantasms of yours. We wanted to have you on sooner, but it just it seemed like it worked out well with the DVD release and everything now. So.
Oh, certainly, yeah.
Yeah. The one thing before we wrap things up, I want to know what's next. Do you have something planned? Are you hoping to work on another project? Is there anything sort of in the any irons in the fire, so to speak?
Yeah. So I'm not. Well, I wouldn't say it's like a filmmaking project per se, but it's still kind of in the vein of what Phantasm is, or what kind of like studying the horror community is. And the idea is to make a kind of a museum of horror, so to speak. There's no real place dedicated to the genre and what the genre has done for cinema and culture and etc. And I just think it'd be very cool to have that exist in the world in some way. I don't know how yet, but that's what I'm working on. And then filmmaking wise, I've just been writing. Like I said, a documentary wasn't what I expected to kind of come out the gate with. Again, I'm super thankful, and I'm so glad that I did it, because documentary is important to me. But horror has always been what got me into filmmaking. So now that I've gotten kind of like the first initial project out of the way with Phantasm, now I'm in this transition period where I'm finally able to write down like my narrative ideas and try to figure out what to do with them and where to go. So there's kind of two things. Just getting started here, so we'll see what happens.
Nice. Well, we're super excited for whatever you have up your sleeves, and I'm sure another documentary would be fantastic, and I'm sure you have some narratives to tell as well, some original stories and stuff like that. So, but let people know where they can track you down on social media if you're into that sort of thing.
What's social media?
Exactly.
No, you can find Phantasm on Facebook and on Twitter, Phantasm Doc. You can find me, Kyle Kuchta. My last name spelled correctly, so that's awesome. Coming across the bottom here. Yep. And you guys are the best. Like A+ for just that, let alone how awesome this has been. But you can find me there. You can follow me on Twitter at KR Kuchta. You just track me down. You can friend me or follow me or accost me, whatever.
Or stalk you like Ravenshadow's about to do.
Hey. Did you hang up on Kyle?
I did. Jesus.
Why would you do that?
Because I'm an.
We're fucking done.
Wow.
I'm gonna friend him right now and say I'm sorry on behalf of all of us.
I'm just an idiot. Apparently, I closed the laptop and didn't.
Laptops are fucking hard, huh?
Kyle.
No, we're here. We're back.
Oh yeah.
Whoa. Kyle. Apparently, laptops are hard to use.
Wolfie, be nice.
I'm sorry. That was my fault. I totally just like closed my laptop and was like,
Oh, dude, that's totally fine. I was just like, I can't believe we got through the whole thing, and then it finally cut out.
I think you were so nice, we just had an allergic reaction. Like you didn't once tell us to put anything in our cock holster.
Well, you didn't let me fit. You
cut him off.
Laptop.
Oh man, I got confused because we were on the other computer. It doesn't even need an explanation. I'm sorry.
It's totally fine, man. Totally fine. Too funny.
So, remind everyone where they can find Phantasm, because I want to make sure people go out and buy your film.
Yeah, okay, so facebook.com/phantasmdoc, Twitter, you can follow it at phantasmdoc, and then you can look at phantasm.storenvy.com, and that's the site.
There it is. And then also when it appears on when you have it on other avenues, whether it's Amazon or streaming or anything like that, we'll update folks in case in case they prefer to get it that way. But I bought it from Kyle's Store Envy. It's a very painless experience. It literally, I bought it within like minutes.
It is a testament to how much us and Outside the Cinema like you, because generally when you can't buy something from our respective Amazon affiliates, you're dead to us.
Well, I like I said, I greatly appreciate it, and Amazon's been a real bitch to me, but I'm trying.
So, Kyle, thank you so much for hanging out with us and dealing with all these tech issues and everything. But we really want people to go out there and check out Phantasm and see your awesome documentary. And we'll definitely be keeping tabs on you and see what you got coming up down the road next. And super excited to see what you have. So thanks so much for joining us and for dealing with everything. And we'll definitely catch up with you soon. And after we check out the film, we'll reconnect up with you and maybe we can chat more about the actual film at that point in time.
Yeah, guys, thanks again so much. This has been awesome. I really appreciate it.
No problem, Kyle. Take care, and thanks again for joining us on Trick or Treat Radio.
Yeah, back at you guys. Later.
See you, man.
See you. Now I can actually close my laptop.
Can't wait.
Jesus
I
Christ.
can't wait for Phantasm 2 now with more Deadites.
No, after that, no. He's not going to fucking put
Less
us.
Deadites. Those fucking guys.
What a fucking idiot I am, man.
No
Like,
OTC. Mr. Chris never did that.
It's true.
Would you call him Mr. Piss?
I didn't say nothing.
No, Dynamo.
Oh, yeah.
Or Vaginamo.
I don't remember that.
All right, we need...
I want to cuddle that guy. I love him.
We need a second. We need to sort of air out the studio here.
Why can't you shut off the Ravenshadow laptop?
Hey!
So let's take a second here. This is going to be a quick break. We'll be right back, and we're gonna do some feedback and shoot the shit and finish up.
Ooh.
Special bulletin.
Okay, here we go. This is it. Greetings and salutations.
I'm Josh Gravel.
And I'm Scott LaFave.
Oh, good for you!
We want to let you know about the Arkham Film Society.
We're a small group of cinephiles programming classic, horror, cult, and exploitation film events in the Providence, Rhode Island area.
We have such sights to show you.
We try to meet a need for unconventional programming by providing affordable film events through our monthly screening series.
Be one of us.
Find us on Facebook and join our group by searching for the Arkham Film Society at facebook.com/Arkham Screening.
Join us.
Check out our blog at arkhamfilmsociety.blogspot.com.
And stop by our Etsy and buy stuff at etsy.com/people/Arkham Screening.
Yes, sir. You, sir. All right already. I'm hip.
We now return control of your television set to you.
Babadook, Babadook, Babadook. If it's in a word or it's in a look, you can't get rid of
the Babadook.
Thank you, Ravenshadow.
Yeah.
All right, we're back.
Did you just hang up on me?
I should.
Too many Baba cooks in the kitchen.
Dynamo, what was that?
Did you just hang up on me?
I just turned your mic down. All right.
Too many Babadooks on the dance floor.
Too many dukes.
Too many Babadooks
on the dance floor. All right, man. I feel like that interview with Kyle just breezed by because we had so many fucking issues. So I apologize to everyone out there and to Kyle. We will nail everything down. It's so weird.
We had more issues than Marvel this week.
Yeah. That's right. The funny thing is when you get so used to having like when the studio was the way it was for like a year and a half, almost 2 years, it just worked. But now adding all those new things in, there's definitely room for fuck ups. So all right, we have some feedback to get to. What do you guys think of that?
Fucking excited.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you lubed up?
Well, Rev's getting back.
Are you revved up?
I fucking better believe it. Ring, ring, ring.
Ravenshadow is all revved up.
Yeah,
Rev.
he's in the room. Shit.
Oh, shit.
I'm sorry.
He walked in. So this goes back. I wanted to play this.
So douchey.
I wanted to
Babadook.
Babadook.
I wanted to play this earlier when we were discussing Babadook, but we had to get Kyle Kuchta.
We had to hang up on Kyle.
Kuchta. Yeah, we were in a rush to hang up on Kyle. So I didn't want to play it then, but let's play it now. This is from our guest co-host from last week, our boy Josh.
Oh.
He gave us his review of the Babadook. So what do you say? You want to hear from Josh?
No dogs died in this movie.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a second.
Hello, guys. This is Josh from the Arkham Film Society. I'm just calling in with my thoughts on this week's film, The Babadook. I assume you guys have already gone over all the plot points of the story, so I'm not going to reiterate all that. Just give my thoughts on the film. I think it's off the top. It's really impressive. I think it's wonderfully inventive, imaginative, creepy, stylistic. It may have some minor flaws in its storytelling, but I was able to get by that, and it could just be more of a thing for my sensibilities. I generally love fairy tale-esque horror films told from a child's point of view, but I must admit I found the little boy in this film to be a hair on the wrong side of annoying. Since I'm actually kind of certain his character may have had actual psychological problems that the mother was unfortunately ignoring. Mama! Or just couldn't see. Other than that, though, I found the Babadook to be thoroughly engaging, dreamlike. It's got this great ominous tone throughout. The art direction is especially impressive, from the book to even the scenes that hint or give you an impression of the Babadook's presence. I think director Jennifer Kent did a great job, as this is her first film. I think the entire cast did a really good job. I'd have to give extra points for the mother's late night television watching habits. Weird Georges Méliès shorts. And, apparently, I looked this up, and there was a noir in there that's The Strange Love of Martha Ivers, which I've seen in the past. It's actually a really good film. And the biggest surprise was her watching the Drop of Water segment from Mario Bava's Black Sabbath.
Which was awesome.
Right? Gets extra points in my book for any film. So I would say this is a very high recommend. I bet if we were able to see this movie in a theater, it would be absolutely stunning. And I'm also willing to predict that this is probably a movie that's going to end up on a lot of our top 10 lists at the end of the year. So, it's a high recommend, and it's a treat. So you guys have a great day, and thanks for having me on.
Thank you, Josh. That
I
was
love
fucking
that dude.
awesome. Yeah, I love that dude so much.
He's the best.
Yeah.
He's super knowledgeable. He makes us all look like dicks. I'm actually glad I played that later. So.
Yeah.
Can we just talk about that? Thinking about things that are terrifying. If you've never seen Mario Bava's Black Sabbath, I highly recommend you watch it. Depending on what version you watch.
I actually have not.
It's either the first or the third short in it. The whole movie's great.
Yeah.
But the one film, the one segment that they showed in this film is, if you made me make a list of my top 10 most horrifying things I've ever seen in my life, that thing
Really?
would be in there. It fucking scares the crap out of me.
I can't find a version of that without the Boris Karloff in between stuff. Which is
Why would
very
you want it?
What? Well, I want the original Italian experience of it. I don't want the Americanized version.
I believe, I could be wrong about this because it's been a while. I lent it to Freezy for quite a while, and he did return it. but I haven't watched it since I got it back. I was so used
you
to
think
not
he
having
put
it.
Boris Karloff back in there?
No, but I
The
think,
freezy cut.
I think
It was
that
all
I think in the box set.
Yeah, really?
It has.
I've got the Bava box set though.
Check. I think I could be wrong about it, but I think it does.
It's like an Easter egg. I have to do like up, down, left, right, A, B, and then
Let's
I
put
get
it this
rid
way.
of
I
Karloff.
can't confirm it, but with all the fucking awesome shit that's in that box set.
That box set's phenomenal.
Yeah, like the like both versions of Kidnapped.
Yeah.
Like, both versions of the
And you get
House of Exorcism.
You get Black Sunday and
Yep.
everything.
Yeah, like the both those are great. Like,
Yeah.
I'm sad that they stopped putting them out because there's still a bunch of great movies that could be on those
They
box
came out,
sets.
they had a Bava volume 2.
I have
right?
that.
Yeah.
But I mean, still no.
I didn't grab it.
I think that that still leaves us without Danger Diabolique and some other awesome Baba stuff.
No, this is
But
fair.
yeah, the drop of water segment, fucking terrifying.
It's good.
Hey, Ravenshadow, read what's that? The latest chat.
Oh, someone joined the chat room. It's the sexy librarian. She says, "Oh, hi, boys."
That's
that
exactly
how?
what she sounds like.
Dot,
That's
dot.
amazing. Dot, dot, dot.
You could
Smile.
you could ruin a wet
Vertical
dream.
smile.
He does every day.
I have breaking news.
What?
Breaking news.
So
Is it about Electric Boogaloo too?
no,
Is
you
it
guys
about-
know all about the Oscars, right? You heard about those awards?
Yeah, my uncle Oscar, the
Yeah.
moocher.
The Grouch.
Well,
Did Phantasm make the list?
no, not Phantasm. It is a documentary,
Boy.
but so
Phantasm 5.
Yeah, boy.
so they've pared down the list of documentaries to 15, and making the cut is Jodorowsky's Dune.
Nice.
Nice.
How many?
It's on the short list. It's gonna get pared down to 5 nominees now, but that's pretty fucking great.
That's amazing.
fucking great.
I've seen a lot of documentaries this year, and not a single one has come close to Jodorowsky's Dune.
Wait a minute. Did you watch Phantasm this year?
Yeah, you haven't seen that yet.
No, not that one.
Okay, good.
But that's not on the list yet either.
Yes, okay, good.
I
I'm
have-
just making sure.
I will have to say I haven't seen any of the other documentaries, so. But obviously there's a bias there, and Jodorowsky's Dune was definitely fucking amazing film. So
I feel like if I didn't absolutely positively love one of the producers, though, I would have been just as blown away.
I agree.
Yeah, no,
Yep.
I concur.
So that's
Imagine
pretty.
if that dude wins the Academy Award.
Oh my god, it would be the
Holy
fucking best.
shit.
Yeah.
I can't even fucking believe it. Like,
Then we'd have a BAFTA award winning and an Oscar award winning.
Eisner nominated.
Eisner nominated. Yep.
we'd have to try to trick somehow.
New York Times best-selling author.
Yeah, that's true. Well,
Let's get Steven back on the
Yeah,
show
we-
before before the Oscars.
No, we would definitely. Well, no. Here's the thing: we'd have to trick like Neck into making like a video for us or something, because
Yeah.
then we could have a video made by an Oscar
Oscar
award winner
Yeah.
that was produced by
Oscar
a BAFTA
winning.
award winner.
Exactly. And nobody would buy it.
Yeah, we're not,
Still.
we are totally not punching our weight. I have to say that we are $5 richer than I know about from our $1 sale yesterday.
Whoa.
But that's
You mean-
because Nathan Cody Vance bought it for $5.
Oh, jeez, man.
Cyber Monday worked
Did
out
he
well.
do that on purpose, like to give us?
Because he's the fucking.
what
You
a
know how I said
sweetheart.
I would give goodies if you did that?
Yeah.
Like I was editing bootlegs yesterday. Like that guy like opened up his gangsta bitches. Like that guy opened up his mailbox this morning and got more deadites. Like he hates us now.
Ah.
Like he has more deadites than anyone could want. He has more deadites than the deadites have. I recorded songs.
You did on your phone. Little double live album.
So he has like songs that will never ever come out.
Yeah, I was like, thank you for buying a record.
Did you give him a Babadook song?
No.
No.
There was a song about making love at a 99 though.
Yeah. Making love out of nothing at all. Did you just hang up on everybody?
No, you want me
Goodbye,
to?
chat.
All right, so we have a couple more voicemails. Actually, we got 3 more. What the fuck?
People are calling in left and right.
Yeah,
now.
someone just left one. It's from a melting snowman.
Uh-oh.
Any guesses as to who that is? Let's play this one. All right,
Yeah.
let's play the melted snowman.
That sounds like a melting snowman.
Bukkake the podcast.
All right.
That's good, yeah.
That was properly labeled.
Thank
See
you,
you next year,
Mr.
Frosty.
Yeah. Sorry you didn't survive. We probably won't ever see you again, but thank you for that.
He'll come back again someday.
All right, that was interesting.
We can only hope.
All right, let's go. Oh, we should have done this earlier, Dynamo, but when do you want to do Sing Sang Soon? You want to do it right now, or you want to finish up feedback?
Huh?
Want to finish feedback?
Yeah, let's finish feedback.
Okay, so we got one more left. This is called the Babadook song.
Oh.
Timely.
Had to be done, right? Babadook. Babadook. Babadook.
Doc. Babadag Doc.
Babadook. Babadook. Babadook.
Badabadook. Biddy biddy.
Babadook. Babadook. Babadook.
Badag. Badag.
Babadook. Babadook. Babadook.
Biddy biddy. I can't say it.
Babadook. Babadook. Babadook.
Hello? Okay, just a second. It's for you.
Hello?
Oh, that's my drawing right there.
Bravissimo.
How's that not getting played every week now?
Oh, yeah.
That's the new entrance.
That's,
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
That's fucking nice.
Dynamo, what's the name of the movie we watched?
Phenomenal.
And the pause, and then that's great.
Oh, that was fucking great. Thank you. Thank you for...
It's for you. I almost busted a blood vessel.
Oh, my God.
You almost busted something else.
Wow.
That was fantastic.
Yeah. That was Phantasm.
It's Phantasmistic. Phantasmagorical.
Yeah. That's a sequel.
Ooh,
Well,
man.
Even without Monster Zero, the Muppets still find a way to be brought up on the
It's
show.
true. It's true. It's very relevant for the show.
If they made a documentary about Monster Zero, it'd be called Phantasm.
Oh, shit.
We should listen to that voicemail one more time.
Oh, man. All right. That's it for the voicemails. We don't have any emails either, but we do maybe have some tweets. Let's see. What do we got? What do we got here? Whew, all right. So we got some tweets. Let me go back in time here. I want to make sure I haven't redone this one. Okay. So we heard from Pantaphobe.
Nice.
And she says, you guys and Josh covering current affairs should be the new Trick or Treat Radio spinoff. And then she does #rape robe.
Oh.
I love her.
The Evil Streaks, which Rev is a part of, tweeted out and said, the 2.5-hour drive home passed quickly thanks to Trick or Treat Radio and the Deadites and bad Bill Cosby impersonations.
I hope that was a boy Evil Streak.
And Tiny must be just recently on Twitter or something, because now
He's on Twitter?
Yeah,
He's on Twitter?
Yeah, he tweeted at the Evil Streaks and said, "Whoa! I thought those Cos impressions were spot on."
It's true.
They were phenomenal.
Hey.
Oh, God. Rape robe.
And we heard from Jeanette on Twitter. She says, it's weird. It's weird that I now look forward to long drives. It now means I have enough time to listen to the Deadites in one chunk. # road trip time.
Ooh, 3 hours.
There you go.
She's so cool. I can't believe that they like us.
I know, right? And Jeanette...
We must be like a cautionary tale for them.
Yeah.
Don't let us become this.
Jeanette tweeted at us again today. She said, finally, a Wednesday night, I'm not filming. That means I can actually tune into the live cast of the Deadites on YouTube at 9 p.m.
Nice.
And she's fucking advertising for us. Jesus.
Ooh. Oh, man.
Can we get her on the payroll? Ravenshadow and get on that?
Yeah, what's her number?
Quick, hang up on her.
What's her number? You can't have her number.
Why? I'm gotta go through payroll.
So you need her phone number?
I gotta have certain documentation.
Are you going to ask for Social Security as well?
You're going to make a documentary?
Yeah. Payroll, you gotta have
Tweetasm?
notes. You gotta have notes. We'll get that going next week.
Ravenshadow just had a tweetasm. And Phantasm Doc, which is, Kyle, his film, Phantasm, tweeted and said that director Kyle will be on Trick or Treat Radio tonight after they review Babadook movie. Tune in now. So thank you to Kyle and for the Phantasm Doc Twitter account for hyping that up. Whew. And that's it for feedback. Dynamo, we haven't heard from Sing Sang Soon in a while. What's up?
All my fault.
Really?
All right.
No, I've done the sessions, and then I've been having this weird, because of my new weird schedule, I have more time on my hands. So, Wednesday, which used to be, scramble around like an idiot, I've been, sleep until 2, and, keep in mind, I fell asleep at 11 in the a.m., so it's not a big deal. I just get here, and I as soon as I walk in, I realize that I produce them. I just don't send them. It's like my text. Sometimes you'll get it. I got
That's
one
your
for
finishing move.
Yeah, I got one from the SL. The SL texted me something on Friday, and I wrote it. Open up the window to sexually harass her today, and that was still there. I just hit send in response.
All right. Well, let's hear from Sing Sang Soon. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
What's up? This is Saint Fuzong. Let's talk about Annabelle. What the creepy doll in history ever made. The funny thing is, it's a treat because it's a creepy doll, and it's so creepy. Everyone would want to sleep with it. My favorite part of this movie that Annabelle just creep out nowhere. Scared the hell of the poor blonde woman. Yes, blonde woman. Scared of everything. The blondie and stuff like that. Anyway, about this doll, it's like Chucky. It's like reverse of Chucky. Chucky talk, but this doll doesn't talk. That's making the best of it. Plus, it turned into a creepy woman in the later end. And this creepy woman is really creepy as fuck. And I just love the fact that she can't do a thing. The white woman can't do a damn thing. So worried about the damn baby too much. Who give a damn? Yay! Tiny White, you can't get any laid just because you can get a doll instead. What?
What the fuck?
That's how it ends?
Yeah, that's it. What? Sang Fuzom.
That's weird.
Oh, man. All right. Well, hey.
You know what that was? That was the raw tracks. I was without the...
That's right. We didn't hear...
So weird. I was telling Wolfie today that there was some weird thing that was happening. I would send it to iTunes and see it, and then go to send an attachment, and it was just showing up as a weird format. I'm it doesn't exist as that format. So that's what it is. It's just the raw tracks. That's all that was coming up. Sucks.
Well, here, let's do this.
He's a movie dragon and he wants you to know he's a really motherfucking big fan of the show. He's gonna watch movies and let you know. And he hates Ravenshadow as he thinks he's a hoe.
Hey.
He's sing sang, bing bang, he's sing sang too.
All right. Just had to get that in there.
We had the theme song.
Yeah. What did Rocky have to say?
Rocky's heading out.
Oh, Jeanette said, "Oh, poor melting snowman." Rocky has a lot to say. I'm going to read this on the air. I'm not going to screen it first. He says, "Okay, folks, I have a crazy day starting at 6 a.m. You all have a great one. Great show, boys. Ravenshadow, bed knobs and broomsticks, bitch. Dynamo, Hawkeye blows me. Rev, great guesting, sir. Wolfie, well, you know what you can do, and don't forget to leave the money on the end table. Son of a bitch, Rock.
Okay, bye, Rock.
I went, that was good.
Rev Goodov, easy.
Yeah.
Good guessing, sir. There's no innuendo there. No. All right. Rock's the man. Rock, have a good night. Good luck getting up at fucking 6 a.m. Jesus.
Yeah, seriously.
Ravenshadow, what time you get up?
6 a.m. actually. No. I set my alarm at like 6:10.
I thought you were gonna say 666.
666.
Is that what time you have to get up to work for the Deadites?
Yeah. It sucks.
Fucking working to the bone, huh?
Yeah, really. I don't have dinner till fucking 3 a.m. today. It sucks.
All right, Rev, we're going to wrap up here. Rev, why don't you tell folks where they can find you and your bands?
Yeah. Well, let's see. Thursday, December 11th at Ralph's. Transdusk, if you want your industrial stomp on.
When is that, Thursday?
Thursday, December 11th.
Oh, cool. Maybe I'll have to check that out.
Check your calendars. Friday, December 12th, Evil Streaks are playing in Dusk in Providence, Rhode Island.
That's a cool club.
It's a wicked cool club.
Small, but cool.
Yeah, it's a really good venue. We're doing a Toys for Tots charity thing there.
Nice.
Let's see, Thursday, December 18th, we're at the Shashkeen, I believe, in Manchester, New Hampshire. The Caught Flies and the Ice Picks, so that's pretty badass. And then Tuesday, December 23rd, when you guys are apparently doing a show, we'll be at Salem at Opus, and that's a special naughty Christmas show. We'll be doing our thing, and the Betsy Feathers, the burlesque troupe I host, will also be performing. So
with
they'll
an
be
awesome hat.
Yes, I will. I'll be wearing my massive top hat to that show as well. So there'll be.
Just how big is it, Rev?
It's pretty effing huge. I'm not saying much, but those that have seen the Betsy Feathers know it's large. So come out and check us out. Say hi. Yeah.
Cool. What about the social media?
Evil Streaks. Find you can do Transdusk or on the Facebook and the Bandcamp. Evil Streaks on Facebook. You can find me, in the Trick or Treat Radio posting about Suicide Squad and any chance I get. Or complain about Frank Miller. Really, the only two things I do on the in the group.
Yep.
Evil Streaks on Bandcamp. Like I said, it's the best chance.
It won't be till after the first of the year, but I'm gonna make it formal. I'm gonna make it big. Me and the Rev are going to be setting up a New England comic book store crawl. Sometime in January. I've started to call some of the local stores, see if they could hook up some deals for this particular.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so you're doing me and the Sexy Librarian were very much like, is this going to happen? I feel like our schedules will never.
All she does is bitch at me anyway. So.
Oh, but she bitches so nicely.
I know she can bitch at me all day long, but really, it's just I go. I just was trying to make a rock show happen out of nothing. Sorry, folks.
Yeah, I was all about it. I was totally pumped about playing this.
Not a very auspicious start for Dynamo.
You guys will get right back on that.
Well, what sucks about it is that, like I said, so here's what happened. This show got canceled because we couldn't get any bands to play at that particular time, basically.
Well, it was a afternoon matinee show, right? That's tough, man. Nobody wants to play on a Saturday afternoon. They got to deal with their alimony and child stuff.
But the thing is that if it was how people handled it that bothered me.
Oh, well.
And I could understand I don't expect anyone to like me. I don't need anybody to like me. But Myra is beloved. She's a sweetheart and she's great. And the fact that people didn't get back to her or got back to her way after when it was conducive to know if they could be around or not.
Yeah.
Especially if it was a not be around was just a weird thing. I'm not if this may sound egotistical, I can call my favorite wrestler of all time, right? And he'd be pissed because it's midnight, but he would call me back, I could, there are quite a few.
Would you use your Hulk Hogan voice?
Yeah, you're going down. But I mean, there's quite a few, cool, successful people that, I have access to, and Johnny and the little punk band from Leicester, Massachusetts, wasn't calling me back.
No,
what happens,
I
don't care if that makes me sound like a pretentious prick. When I was Dynamo from the little shitty synth band in Shrewsbury, Massachusetts, I'd call back fucking everybody that wanted us to play. I still, if somebody calls us with the shittiest fucking show ever, I still get back and be like, you know, like,
I'm
oh,
sorry,
we could do
unless
it.
it's April or December. No.
Yeah, right. Like, we're gonna play more this year. Fuck you, Tiny White. Like, not a lot more. But like,
sorry, Tiny. We're doing like 9 shows.
No, they're just gonna be in different places. I think so.
I feel like there's a ton more to talk about, but we gotta put this baby to bed, so to speak.
I gotta go to. I actually feel tired. I don't want to fucking blow it.
I have that effect on people.
All right. Well, Babadook.
Babadook.
Ravenshadow, any last things to say before we head out?
Nah, we gotta go. Goodbyes is getting long.
That's right. You want a quesadilla in your belly, don't you?
Oh, word to snurb.
All right, Dynamo, why don't you go ahead and take us out?
I'd like to thank the Rev for being the stunt Monster Zero this week.
Don't know how to respond to that.
Thank you, Monster Zero. We miss you, but you know,
not that much.
No, if it's filled up with Joshes and Revs, it's pretty okay as far as I'm concerned. And we'll probably have another surprise next week, maybe 2, because it looks like Tiny White's never fucking coming anymore either. Babacock. His is the story of Babadook here in the zoo. Remember, children, wherever you go, there you are. I'm going to bed.
Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to episode 123 of Trick or Treat Radio. Thank you for dealing with the tech issues. Thank you to Kyle Kuchta. And also thank you to the Babadook for making an appearance. And we will see you next week as we review Late Phases and the Congress. See you folks then.